Hello, Internet, and welcome to Hearts of Stone. Thank you for joining us this lovely Saturday afternoon. So excited to be back and playing more Blades in the Dark. We will get to that in a second. If you're joining us live, welcome. We have lots of stuff on this channel for you to join us for. Join us watching throughout the week. We've actually got some new stuff going on this week for us to promote too. I'll go ahead and go over our schedule. Our next time we will be live this, if you enjoy what you see here today, will be on Monday, which today's Saturday, 2 days from now. We will be playing more Red Jenny, the Dragon Age TTRPG, where we do fantasy crimes. Mostly at this point, it's crimes of me, emotional crimes against my players. We play that every Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern time. You can come join us for that. Big news this week. Heard it here first, folks. We're going to be starting up a mini series on Wednesdays. We're going to be playing. I'm going to be running a Star Wars 5e game. It's basically a 5th edition reskinning of that is based in the Star Wars universe, but we're not going to be doing it. We're not going to be doing Star Wars stuff because we're not super familiar with it. So welcome to Neon Souls Season 4. Come join us for that.
Mini season
4. It's still a season. I think we decided at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock Eastern time. I don't remember which time we selected for that. I need to confirm with my players. But yeah, come hang out with us for that on Wednesday this week too. The rest of our lineup you can see below our faces. We did not have our Strixhaven game today, 5th edition D&D that Van runs because of travel, but we should be back for that next Saturday, I believe. Van can talk more about that, and I think we've only got like a couple sessions left, maybe 1 or 2. I don't know. Like I said, Van knows better than I would. Yeah, I think that's it as far as schedule stuff. I'm just excited to get back into this. So I'm going to go and turn this over to my lovely players to talk about who they are, what they do on and off this channel, and who they are playing tonight, starting as always with Van.
That's me. Hi. I'm Van. You can find me on the internet at Van But Wilder, pretty much wherever you can find people on the internet. Mostly, I am hanging out in our Discord server that Val mentioned, where you can join and see all of our fun stuff and chat with us and generally just have a grand old time. And then I stream live on Twitch a few times a week, here on Mondays and twice on Saturdays, and then over on twitch.tv/hackrecklessly on Sunday nights. Witchlight is almost done on Saturday mornings. We've probably got 2 sessions left of that, and then we're going to be switching it up a little bit for levels 15 through 20. It's gonna be very exciting. So coming out with us this coming Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern time here on this channel. Yeah, that's all my exciting stuff. And tonight I am playing Glass, who is our Whisper and may be in trouble.
Guess we'll see. That's me. I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the internet at Greek Sid. I'm here Saturdays and Mondays. Tonight, however, I am playing Salome, the group's spider.
Hello everybody, it's me, RJ. Today I'm playing Fume, the Team Leech. Woohoo! Both go by he, him.
I thought you were gonna say team lead.
No.
I was gonna say, we're gonna have to have a discussion about that.
Fume knows his place in the hierarchy.
I also like the team lead, like y'all are like a customer service.
I've had a lot going on at work this week, okay?
I'm so sorry.
That just leaves me. Is it me? Okay.
Yeah.
Hi everybody. I'm Wings, also known as Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings, mostly related to D&D and a lot of things on the Indoor Adventure stream. You can also find me right here playing Grackle, who is the Hound, DanaeKeener.com.
And also doing, we haven't mentioned it in a while, the sick ass character art that you see on this screen.
Hell
Yeah.
yes.
Hi, everyone. I'm Val. You can find me at the Kraken's Crown, looking around the internet. I mostly just here. I did discover this is a cool app. Everyone, I don't know if you've heard about it. It's called TikTok. I discovered it today. You should definitely check it out. Finally got myself an account. I don't know. It's just I needed to share just like what a fucking elder millennial I've turned into. But yeah, I am here a couple days a week playing and running games. I have talked about the games that I run. Red Jenny on Mondays, this game on Saturdays, and now Neon Souls on Wednesdays. I'm also over on Hack Recklessly on Sundays. We're going to be returning to our next Playthings of the Gods season. Van will be there too. I believe our start date for that will be this coming Sunday or the Sunday after that. Lots of travel going on right now, so that's a little up in the air, but I think we start this coming Sunday. I don't know, Van, you can confirm or deny. Yes.
Confirm.
So
The
D&D 5th
18th.
edition, the 18th. All right, that sounds right. Come join us for that. That is it. Y'all ready to get started? Okay. Previously on Hearts of Stone, the obedient servants, having just completed their last score of obtaining another patron, but specifically a patron for the jewelry box, their front for all their nefarious deeds throughout the city of Dustfall. You had secured a contract and alliance with Captain Theo Panzia. Lots of drama happened during that mission. I recapped it last time. I'm not going to recap it again today. Shit went down. We started off with some downtime between your scores, giving you all a chance to rest and recover. And boy, did you all need to recover. We discovered many of you have been cut off by your vice purveyors, a system of the rules that we are now going to enforce retroactively in some of your cases because we've been doing it wrong. So many of you having been cut off from your vice purveyors, needing to secure that. Coming
It's not
soon
really
to deal
doing
with your
it
stress.
wrong so much as we just didn't engage with it.
Yeah, well, that was just me missing a section of the rules.
We forgore.
We just forgot.
Yeah, we forgot.
It's fine. We just forgot.
However, during that downtime, we did have some serious developments. Fume went ham on finishing the hull for your friend Will's sister Nala, and was able to finally complete this this mechanism, this artificial constructed form for Will's disincorporated sister. You were able to, inviting Will in, bring him up to speed on what's going on. You involved him in the process of attaching his, the last step of the process, attaching his sister's heartstone into this this form, an aged up version of his sister, now about like 15, 16 years old. As you did, her body acclimated, activated, she regained consciousness, and seemed to be herself again. She was a bit confused, Fume attempting to lessen the burden of her coming back to life, essentially by under the guise that she had been sick. She had a touching reunion with her brother, and everything seemed to be working well until as Fume went to gather some clothing for her to get dressed. Something went wrong, experiencing a migraine or headache. She screamed out in pain, at which point every piece of glass, light in the room shattered, electroplasmic surge through the entire jewelry box that all of you experienced as you came down into the basement. and she subsequently passed out. When she came to, she didn't seem to have a memory or recollection of what happened, and you quickly started to put the pieces together of what might have happened, ruling out any pre-existing paranormal abilities. Fume, going over his notes, saw the script of Nala's that he had been given by the demon Belphegor fade away off of the page of his schematics. Putting that together, knowing this may be the work of this demon's influence on this whole's creation, you pivoted, having some dramatic conversations. Will yelled at you, understandably upset about this, not being told about this demonic influence in the whole's creation, his sister's revival. Glass reached out to Will and had a heart-to-heart, successfully convincing him to level with his sister, telling her the truth so that she could be aware of what was going on. That seemed to go well due to some fortunate luck rolls we made, and everything seems to be good, though there is this still impending worry about what might have happened. The rest of the next couple weeks went mostly normally until Salome received a visitor, was approached in a boutique in Silkshore by a young man introducing himself as Cole Winters.
Never good to be approached in a boutique. Either someone's trying to sell you something, or
Especially-
What?
Oh, especially not when their name is almost a pun.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, almost. He invited you to speak with his mistress, with his leader. The relationship wasn't entirely
Queen.
sure up front. His queen, eventually you learned. And Salome agreed, asking Grackle to accompany her and this strange young man to meet with this person. Salome was led beneath the canals, deep beneath Silkshore, where she was brought face to face with the worshipful queen, another Tychrosi in origin, who was a devotee, or essentially the prophet, the speaker for one of the forgotten gods. In this case, introducing yourself, was the Thousand Faces, was the god of her worship, who seemed to have some connection with Salome and her book. She advised Salome that the book would now respond to her attempts to gain more knowledge from it, and that it contains some sort of ritual that the...
I know you said respond, but the way you said it sounded like the book respawned, and that's kind of what was going on in my head.
Yeah, the book does have the ability to respawn. That the Thousand Faces tasked Salome with some sort of command, making a good on a bargain struck between the two of them long ago, and that Salome's task would be to complete this ritual. The rest of the meeting, with Grackle's keen eye and bird Grackles keeping an eye out, with the human Grackle nearby. I forgot, that's how we're referring to her now. You were able to safely leave and returning to Lord Skurlock. You found that the book did contain some components, some ingredients that you would need to gather for this ritual, which included 13 intact heartstones, 131 gallons of distilled Leviathan blood, 13 pounds of powdered bone dust, and 13 pounds of pure gold shavings. And with that information, I think that is where we left off in our last session. So, I want to pick up, and this may be a little bit of time shenanigans, because this may have happened around the same time or earlier, with Glass.
I really hope it happened at the same time, because then fucking Salome and Glass fucked off like in the middle of a really busy night.
Yeah, you just left the jewelry box completely unattended, except for Fume holding down the fort. We're gonna come back and see what.
Is Moonshine back on duty?
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Is Moonshine been let out of prison?
I reckon.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So yeah, it's
Don't
Fume
screw this
holding
one
down the
up.
fort. We get a little bit of a flash of a back room where you see like 6 figures hunched around a table, engaged in a game of cards. There are like there's a ton of coin on the table, and you see one cloaked figure who shakily reaches forward and pushes to go all in, and then we zoom in to see it's actually just a cloak that's piloted by like a dozen grackles underneath the cloak with Moonshine perched at the head.
How do they put their claws in that glove? It's incredible.
Well,
An entire Grackle.
11111. Yeah.
Yeah, it's 5 grackles operating each finger simultaneously, their head poked into the glove. No. But yeah, that is definitely happening in canon now. But we cut away to Glass. Glass, what are you getting up to?
I guess I'm gonna wait for. They told me when they wanted to meet, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't actually. I said yes, but I don't think
Or did they
gave
just
you a
say like,
specific time.
"Hey, tell them to show
They
up"?
said, yeah, it told Salome to tell you to come by Bellwether Crematorium to speak with whoever's in charge.
Did they give a name?
They did not. Or no, well, oh, you were given a name. You were given a name of Bakaros. Was the only name that was given. Bakoros.
Okay. Then I'll go one morning, I guess, probably. Like mid-morning. Sometime when I'm not really expected to be working.
Sure. You can definitely do that. I realize, let me take us back to the main map so we can travel on. Oh, there we go. So you are going to Bellwether, which is, let me double check the location, is in Charter Hall. Which is y'all's turf, so you are very familiar with this.
Okay, so that's not too
area.
far.
No, it is not. It's kind of like the heart of the city. It's this large, almost cathedral-like building, much taller and older than most of the buildings around. It is several stories tall. This imposing concrete construction. No exterior windows though, and there is a tower that spires up from the center of it, with a large bell tower at the top, with crows just flooded across the exterior. And in the back of the crematorium, there are several smokestacks that perpetually spew this light gray smoke into the sky.
Oh, I guess I'm going in the front door. Is there a front door? Is there a visitor's entrance?
There is a front door. There are people coming in and out. It is not this is a public building. There's kind of this is where people go to drop off like bodies. This is where like loved ones go. Most of the time they're collected by the spirit wardens. There are some cases where somebody like may be there to like retrieve an intact heartstone that was recovered as part of a body. The spirit wardens maintain the like the sanctity or the like chain of custody over corpses in Dustfall, but there may be a need for people to reclaim like personal effects and things like that from the bodies, cremated remains, for those that observe rituals surrounding the disposal of such, and then people that are going there to confirm the keeping of the Heartstone, which the Spirit Wardens are in charge of at Bellwether. Yeah, there are people that are kind of meandering in and out.
Okay. I guess I'll find someone who is there a receptionist at the crematorium?
Yeah, so you head in through
Find someone who works here.
There are several sets of doors leading in, all filtering into a main kind of lobby.
I'm sorry if I'm being awkward. You're always asking me like how I summon ghosts and like do crimes, and not like how I go about normal people business, such as going to an appointment.
Yeah, this is kind of like this is a public office, and you're just kind of going in like it's like going to the DMV. So you head in. There are like a couple dozen people in here, some sitting off and waiting in chairs to the sides. There are 4 like windows, kind of like tellers windows here, which have non-spirit ward, like people that work here at the crematorium that aren't, spirit wardens themselves, that are speaking to the public. Some people waiting in line, they head up to the front and engage in whatever business they are, and then move to the back. So there are a couple of queues that are set up, none of them absurdly long. You can just wait one of the lines to go to the front.
Guess I just wait in line.
Yeah, you wait for about like, isn't this exciting? Just narrating the DMV.
Roll for Q.
You're the one that chose to narrate it, not me.
You head to you get in line. Within like 20 or 30 minutes, you are at the front of the queue. I mean, there are like very set. I want to like, this is not like this is the frustration of the DMV combined with the loom of impending or recently transpired death.
Yeah, who are you?
So you
Can you imagine if funeral parlors were run like the DMV?
Yeah, essentially.
Oh my god.
So
there would be no more open casket funerals, I can tell you that much.
Yeah. You get to the front of the line, and there is an older woman that is with like spectacles perched at the end of her nose. She is like stacking some paperwork together, some signed forms that she rolls up and sticks in a tube, since she locks into place and drops down like a small like pipe that is next to her, just disappears down that, and she looks up at you. She's like, yes, can I help you?
Good morning. I'm sorry, I've already lost the name again. Baccharos. I'm here to see Baccharos. They asked for me.
She reaches over and pulls out like another like a logbook or a ledger of some kind, flips it open. It's a turn through page. It says, and your name?
West. Asher.
She flips through a couple of pages, scanning down like very slowly. You're realizing this is why this line took so long.
That's okay. She seems nice.
She goes down the page and then says, very well. I see you have an appointment. Puts that to the side, and she says, if you could have a seat over there, I'll notify you, and someone will be with you in a moment.
Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome.
Sorry, I just had this funny image of my head of like Glass like starting to walk away and like reaching into a pocket, and then remembering like this is not a place where you tip people, and then continuing to walk away.
She puts away the tip jar she started to take out, puts underneath.
Well, if it had been sitting there.
No.
I don't imagine government employees can take tips. Yeah, I don't know why.
Tipping culture has gotten way out of hand in Dustfall. Everybody's tipped for everything.
Every business I deal in this game is like, yeah, tipping. I think that's a funny.
So you move off to the side, and you sit in one of these chairs. Occasionally, like
I've brought a
somebody will
book.
Yeah, you begin to read your book. There are some other people waiting here. Occasionally somebody's brought out, more like a government official or somebody from the crematorium comes out, speaks to them, takes them back to an office, something along those lines, and you're sitting there waiting. about like 15, 20 minutes pass of you reading your book. You finish a couple of chapters until you hear a door open, and as you're closing your book before you look up, you hear a voice says, "Mr. West."
Close enough.
And it says, "My apologies, Asher."
Asher's fine.
And you look up and you see in their cowled visage, almost completely covered from head to toe. You don't see any like exposed skin underneath, gloved, robed with a bronze mask as well, Spirit Warden, regarding you. Did Glass meet I don't think you ever spoke with the other Spirit Warden or would have like heard their voice or anything previously.
No.
Okay.
I was going in through the alley after having tried to do a murder.
Right. Yeah. The figure, you can't catch any expression, but the voice seems to be pleasant enough. It says, "I'm very happy you were able to make it. If you don't mind, let's retire back to my office and we can speak."
Of course.
They gesture towards a door and leads you back towards it, opening and leading into a long like corridor that seems to stretch like almost the length of the crematorium. You see there are several offices here, goes down a few, hangs a right, and then finally ends at another like plainly adorned office space. Very interior, it's a little claustrophobic, no windows. There is a very neatly arranged desk that almost like barely fits into this room. There are a couple of bookshelves neatly arranged, like textbooks set into them, and then a basket that has a few dozen of those like cylinders that you saw the woman was like placing, or the lady out front was placing in the tube. A basket that contains like half a dozen of those. They gesture to, "Oh, please sit," and closes the door to give the two of you privacy as they move around the desk to sit across from you. As he sits, sort of regards you again with the vacant expression of their mask, and says, "I am very happy that you came to this appointment. I was not optimistic about your attendance."
Well, not sure if that's due to your assumptions about my personality or the way the invitation was extended. Could have just written.
We try to keep our business very personal. There are certain matters that a courier is not equipped to handle on their own. You never know who's reading your mail in Duskwall.
That I do understand.
And given someone of your reputation, I would imagine you'd want as much of this kept private as possible.
What exactly is my reputation?
You can almost like feel a smile through the mask as reaches down and pulls up a small folder and flips open, and begins to move through it. And says, "Well, maybe not your name specifically, but somebody matching your description, going by the moniker of Glass, has been connected to a few very public incidents within Duskfall. Petty theft, larceny, assault, blackmail. Oh, and a jailbreak?" A few counts of murder, too. Flips that close. Sets
Apologies,
it on
I
the...
wasn't expecting the list to be so short.
I'm summarizing, unless you wish to go over it all day, but we aren't the Blue Coats. It's not necessarily our jurisdiction.
Why am I here?
Sits back in the chair and crosses their arms in front of them and says, I find myself much more concerned in other aspects of these crimes. Chiefly those involving a connection to the paranormal.
Well, that does seem like it would be under your purview.
What is your affinity towards the supernatural?
Don't know if I'd say I have an affinity. I find it fascinating.
In what way?
Well, when you live in a place like Duskwall or previous residences of mine, many people find it comforting to think there's something after death that isn't just all dank and sadness.
You do understand the position that I hold as Spirit Warden, posture towards spectral entities.
Yes. You hunt them.
Yes.
So I would say, perhaps you even more so than I have an affinity towards the supernatural.
Very true. We follow the movements and appearances of specters, ghosts, and the like with great scrutiny.
I'm sorry. Are you trying to recruit me?
You see their posture, like head tips to the side a little bit and says, very perceptive, aren't you?
It behooves someone in my line of work to be.
Leans forward.
Sorry,
on
have
the
I
desk.
stolen your thunder?
Leans forward on the desk and says, no, I find it rather refreshing to just cut straight to the chase. You have engaged in many behaviors that would find you behind bars. Here,
Allegedly.
Allegedly. And have crossed paths with many entities that would see you in the deepest cells of Ironhook Prison.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. We find that to be a waste of your talents. There aren't many in Duskwall who can look in the face of the supernatural without flinching. A trait that is very beneficial for a spirit warden. Not many know this, but many of our kind in our order start right where you are now. I wish to offer you the chance to join our ranks.
Fascinating.
Fascinating.
I'm sorry, are you
as
expecting
in-
me to ask you about pay and benefits, or...
Many do. Many have different responses to being offered this choice.
Well, I
I'm curious.
assumed, since you know so much about me, I wouldn't have to.
Very
But
well.
I'll be straight with you, then. What's in it for me?
The ability to continue engaging in your extracurricular activities without needing to look over your shoulder, without fearing the mask.
And what services do I provide you in return?
It would be your duty as Spirit Warden to prevent the paranormal from running rampant through our city. We are not a... You will find no accolades, no fame, no glory in what you do here. In fact, your participation and connection to our ranks must remain secret, and that secrecy is paramount to what we do.
I'm sure this won't surprise you, but fame is not exactly on my radar.
Good.
In fact, for the most part, I hate it when people know my name. So I'm very interested to know how you got it in the first place.
We have our connections. We needed to vet you first and make sure that you had no prior engagements with groups that we find to be problematic.
And are all these connections inside Duskwall?
By and large, yes.
Interesting. Alright. So what, you leave me alone, and in exchange I sneak around in the dark in a cloak and mask and catch ghosts? Is this my
We've no
superhero origin story?
We've no intention of leaving you alone. You will be accompanied with others. Spirit Wardens rarely work alone.
Not never.
Not never. The successful ones don't.
Alright. On the condition that the Spirit Wardens stay away from the jewelry box. That is my place of business.
Why don't you roll for me? Sounds like you're trying to sway.
Would love to sway. I don't feel like attuning it to anything is gonna go over very well in here.
No.
Do it. I have 3 now. That's a 5.
Okay. The 5, he responds and says, very well. On the agreement that as long as things stay within a acceptable level of chaos.
Well, of course, as a spirit warden, I couldn't let it get out of hand.
Right. Well, it seems that you are amenable to it, which has me pleased. I would have assumed that you would need to think on the matter, but I do not wish you to make a decision hastily. So, why don't we set an appointment to speak in a few weeks? And if you haven't changed your mind, then we will make the assignment official.
Alright. I'll think it over. It's not as if I can discuss it with anyone.
I would advise you not to. That would render our agreement void, and we would have to take more drastic measures.
You'll find him very discreet.
Very well. Stands from the desk and says, if we have no further questions...
None that I believe you will answer until our agreement is solidified.
You're very likely right. I can't be divulging any proprietary knowledge until we have a more official accord.
Just so I understand. I work for you. You stay out of my business.
When you don the mask, you are no longer Glass or Asher West or anyone else. You are merely a spirit warden. Your life outside of this place holds no interest to us. So long as you do not end up on the... Well, so long as you do not end up crossing our interests.
All right. I'll consider it.
Very well then. Moves to the door, opening it to escort you out. And once you have reached just before the lobby, opens the door for you and says, "It's been a pleasure meeting you, Glass. I hope to speak with you more in the future. And in the meantime, please keep the mask safe."
I don't even look at him.
And you leave.
I gotta know how he figured out I took it, because the other one didn't see me, so...
Sneaky, sneaky.
I think you might be making some assumptions based on what happened and the mask going missing.
I don't react.
Yeah. You leave. Where is Glass heading to?
Oh. What time is it?
Probably. You said you went in the morning, so mid-morning.
I'm gonna go for... I'm gonna go for a little drink. Go to
Okay.
Go to a little bar, a little cafe somewhere.
Okay. You head out
Have
to
a
get a
Bloody
drink.
Mary. Think about my life choices.
Well, we'll cut away from that. No other business with at Bellwether. Let's go back to the jewelry box. Fume and Grackle. Grackle and Fume. Grackle, you heard something very interesting. What does Grackle do with that information, and when does she do something with that? When does she do something about it?
So it's like it's at breakfast, and Nala like sits down and just offhandedly like calls Fume Mr. Faust, right?
Yes.
Dr.
Yeah.
Faust.
Dr.
Yeah.
Faust. I spent 8 years to get my doctorate to just be called Mr. No thank you.
Dr. Faust. And like Grackle is like making like mushroom pancakes or something. And then just like there's a pause. She drops the spatula into the pan. She turns around, like just like hands on her hips, and she like looks at Fume. Dr. Faust.
Nala, darling, be a dear. Could you go up to my room and look for a bottle labeled lamp fluid?
Lamp fluid. Sure. I can do that.
Did you just blinker fluid this
I
time?
blinker fluid her, yes.
Just with the label. Anything else I should look for? Do you know what it is? Where it might be?
It should be on one of the shelves. I can't quite recall.
All right, I'm sure I can find it. I'll be right back.
Thank you,
And
dear.
She sort of very just skips out of the room, going to look for something that you probably don't have. Something you don't have in your.
It's lamp fluid. It's essentially distilled Leviathan blood.
Leaving you and Grackle
Don't send your
alone.
children into AutoZone and make them ask
Yeah, that's
the attendants
mortifying.
for blinker fluid. That's just mean. It's just mean. It's just not okay.
But yeah, leaving the two of you alone in the kitchen.
Fume steeples his fingers, elbows on the table, and looks over to Grackle. Yes, why?
Is that a family name?
In a sense, yes.
God damn. Listen, it weren't nothing personal, all right?
Yes, the old man was quite, eccentric.
Shh. Listen, I didn't mean to kill your kin, all right? Gosh, you've been keeping this to yourself this entire time?
Honestly, I did not know your reaction if it ever came to light that I was related to... It was essentially your assassin target.
I don't normally get to interact with people who are tertiary to my targets.
No hard
But
feelings?
we're not going to make a thing of this, are we?
No, do you want to hold hands and sing Kumbaya over our shared loss of someone?
Well, clearly it isn't weighing too hard on you, so
Fume shrugs.
just put it behind us.
Gods be damned, I can't do this. For us to continue to work together for mutual benefits, I must disclose to you, you didn't kill your target.
He got away?
Yep. Right under your nose.
No. I checked his pulse. That man was dead as a doornail.
But did you
What
check
are
his
you
hot...
talking about?
But, my dear Grackle, did you check his hot stone?
It was empty.
Flying math numbers. And what... In whatever dossier your previous employer had given you for said job was the profession of said old man.
Fume, if you got something to say, you better come out and say it.
I'm pretty good at hullcraft, don't you think?
Dr. Faust.
Please, my friends call me Bert.
Grackle's gonna lift him up off his chair. There is a clatter from the kitchen. It's very loud.
So you just like hoist, like just grab him up on the chair, like spilling whatever is
Yeah,
on
like
the table.
pick him up, like, you know,
The chair
drag
goes
him
flying
over
backwards, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
drag him over the bar and like shove him up against a wall.
Well, here, so this scene doesn't necessarily like what happened with Glass and what's going on with Salome. Probably happening on a different day. This is probably happening earlier on.
It would have to. Grackle can't be in two different places at once.
that's true.
Unless
that we know of. So I'm gonna leave it up to the two of you whether you think that you're at the jewelry box and whether you're.
If it's at breakfast time, yeah.
Oh, I've been listening at the door.
I think Salome just comes downstairs yawning, expecting her toast or her mushroom pancakes, I guess, and just hears clanging and roughhousing.
You find a Grackle or a Glass at the door listening into the conversation.
What's going on?
Discussion.
Who are you?
Oh no, she said she
Who
just says this to
hired
Glass.
you?
She just says this to Glass. You know, she hasn't
Why
walked in.
are you here?
You hear like, why are you here?
As far as I can tell, Fume is Dr. Bertram Faust, a man Grackle was definitely thought she killed. And she's not taking it very well.
I'm sorry to say I knew about the first part of that, but not the second.
Oh, you didn't tell me.
I learned it. We'll say I learned it in confidence. And you know me, I do not divulge anything learned in confidence.
You were eavesdropping.
I was eavesdropping, yes.
That's all right now, or even. I don't think she'll shoot him.
Yeah.
I think it's about-
Grackle, gun indoors!
I think it's
We
about
should-
70-30.
We should probably intervene. Even 70-30 is not good odds.
Right. Shoulder open the door. All right.
Break it up. Break
Fume
it
has
up.
a pot in front of his face.
I love the idea of you holding up the pot and Grackle firing and then like ricocheting off the pot.
Glass and Salome just duck like, all right.
No guns in the
All right.
house.
He ain't who he says he is.
When is he ever?
What are you, a spy for the Baron?
Ew.
He sent you, didn't he?
No, what? I hate that guy. No.
What are
Yeah.
you doing here?
One, lying low. As low as I can.
With the person who's supposed to kill you?
That killed me.
You're supposed to be smart!
Alama! He's supposed to be dead!
If we make one more Disney reference on this channel, we're gonna get sued.
You're doing Star Wars on Wednesday.
We're doing something akin to Star Wars.
It is not going to be like Star Wars.
You're
fam.
doing Space Fight on Wednesday.
Alama. Oh, God. Sorry. The inflection was just really good.
It was
You
kind of
so good.
perfect.
And that's going in the quote stop?
Yes, it absolutely should.
I mean, what did I say? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yes.
And wouldn't your task have been fulfilled given that you did kill this individual, Jack?
For approximately 15 seconds.
That sounds like contractually that was fulfilled.
God damn you, Fume. I thought you were a kid.
No, I'm like 80.
I've been telling Melvir to treat you with kid gloves.
Oh, those went off right after. We shouldn't talk about that.
Bah!
Weird doctor's appointments.
Oh, so kid gloves, that's more about, those are made out of kid, which, no, never mind.
No.
Not relevant for right now.
Which that would be ridiculous. There hasn't been livestock in Duskfall in 20,000 years.
Grackle, I can guarantee to you, aside from hiding my identity, I have been nothing but truthful to you. Because this is the exact reason I hid my identity. The gun in my face.
Yes, can we need to at least get back to neutral of no shooting in the house unless mortal peril. Can we please put the guns away?
Slowly puts the gun down.
At any point in time, I could have rigged your equipment to blow. I could have given you up. But no, work
Fume.
together.
I'm not worried about you killing me.
All right. I think it's time for us to go to the Unity Den. Go. Let's go. Everyone, off. Sit.
But I didn't do anything.
No, everyone. I didn't do anything, but I have to go. Come
Well,
on.
yeah, you lead the meetings. Why do I have to be there?
You're HR. You're supposed to be there.
Oh, that's right.
God, this is killing me.
All right.
You
The
walk
Unity, the Unity Den is we just go into the lounge and everyone sits on the sofa together.
And
We have to talk about the truth, because it's necessary.
there's an infestation of grackles in there that are like counting up coins from their poker winnings the night before. They all look to the door when you all enter, and they
Oi!
scatter all with their coins.
Just
Fume
like walks in,
cockroaches
takes
and
off
a
her
light
hat,
turns
and
on.
like swings it at him. Like,
Fume turns to Wittershins. You told me that was tomorrow.
Just
Fume didn't get invited to the Grackle poker game. Oh,
rude. That's funny.
all right. There seems to be many different events, bits of information that are scattering about right now. So I feel in the with the importance of unity among our group here, it might be important to just get everything out in the open.
Hello, my name is Bertrand Faust, Professor of Sparkcraft. I was assassinated by one Gracklejack one stormy night 4 years ago. Officially dead for 15 seconds before I body hopped into this hull, which was made for my little brother, who died during a pandemic.
Oof. All right. And file that away to dissect later. Jack?
That just about covers it.
You had
What do you want from me?
You had an assassination that you needed to carry out? Do you know who it was on behalf of?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. Who was I supposed to kill him for?
The Baron.
that is a good question. I mean, I don't imagine you usually know who it is. Like, you're usually working through like an intermediary, so it's like,
Oh,
you know,
Yeah, your handler
Oh,
would have
I'm gonna be-
given you the job.
I'm gonna be pissed if it was the Baron. Oh, I don't know. I work
Can
in the
I
intermediary.
spend a token? No, that's
Wrong game.
Good Society.
Wrong game.
yeah. I mean, you don't. I mean, I don't imagine. I mean, because would Grackle even looked into it at that point? Because that's like that is breaching the lines of like professionalism when it comes to like.
Yeah.
And she thought the job went
It
off
wasn't-
without a hitch, so
Yeah, it wasn't important at the time.
Yeah. All you know is you were hired to kill a prominent Sparkcraft researcher, developer, and you did, and got paid for it.
Fume, were you involved in anything strange or nefarious that would have garnered you any people that wished you ill?
I mean, the Board of Ethics was always up my ass about stuff, but that's about it.
No, they're sticks in the mud. They would have gone through official channels and not just had
Get
you
assassinated by the Board of Ethics.
You know, honestly, in Dustvault, that doesn't sound too far off.
The Board of Ethics is just the name of an assassin's group. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Oh no!
That's our next crew.
That is
That's
our next
fucking
group.
We are
cool, though.
assassins called the Board of
Badass.
Ethics.
The Board of Ethics is
Yes.
the name of the 2x4 that I beat him to death.
This is our vigilante hero story.
Yes, please put a pin in that name. We will definitely be utilizing it later.
And when we say we throw the book at people, we mean it very literally. We have many copies of the Code of Ethics, and the edges are sharp, and we throw them like
They're
fucking
like little
shurikens.
batarangs, but they're little books.
These are just itty bitty tiny books made into little shrimp crabs.
You know, like those
just
mini
throw
New
'em.
Testaments that Baptists like to hand out? They're like that, but sharp.
Yeah.
I love
Right.
it. I love it. I'm here for it.
Oh, okay.
So, if you didn't have anything going on personally that would have had someone want you dead, then it would have had to have been something to do with your work, would it not?
Possibly.
And who do we know that in the past several years has benefited greatly from fewer people interrupting their headway within the...
Oh, no, Salome, I don't like where this is going at all.
This is my job. I must connect these dots where they lay.
Oh, no. Can I move away from Grackle, then?
You may scooch, yes?
Thank you. I'm afraid she might punch me reflexively.
Just further away on the couch.
Yeah.
Hold hands. Hold hands. No punching. Hold hands. This is why we do the Unity Den, because then very important information finds its way out.
I can look into it.
If you're comfortable,
Now I need to know.
all right. Well, we're here. Would I have done my thing already? Can we say I
Yeah,
have?
we can say that that's happened. I mean, if we want to go ahead and kind of bring all our chickens
Cover
home
it
to roost
while we're here.
Yeah.
Well, since
We can
we're
say
here,
that glasses thing happened and your thing happened and all that. Whether Glass is gonna tell anybody, that's the
yeah, no. I was not sworn to secrecy or death, so.
no, you are not.
Well, given that at this point I believe we all, whether we like it or not, are aware of each other's real identities, it seems only fair that we even that out a bit. Goes to the door, looks around, make sure none of the other employees are around, closes the door, make sure no fucking Grackles around. Cashmere, out! Out!
Bye, wooden shins. I will miss you.
Closes the
Boy,
pipe.
trying to
so-
get a room without Grackles is
I know. It's tough. We have to do some serious work. 10 minutes later. Close the pipe so Cobb can't hear.
Cobb hears everything. There's no way you can
Cobb knows all.
It doesn't matter if the pipes are open, he hears everything.
I've neuralinked myself to Cobb, so what I know he knows.
Why would you have done such a thing?
You're
Why?
supposed to be the smart one!
In case I need a third body.
Dear God.
Dear God.
Lord. Oh. You all know me as Salome. The paperwork that I managed to pay quite a hefty sum for when I first arrived in Duskwall says that my identity is that of a Celine Fournier. But that is also not my name. I would give you my name, except that I have lost it. I do not recall it at all. This is not merely some amnesia or something of that nature. It was taken from me as a part of an exchange to grant me swift passage away from tight ropes. But chickens do eventually come home to roost. Apparently, the individual that I made this deal with is affiliated with one of the Forgotten Gods. Ain't that just a kick in the head?
So that's what had you so spooked the other day.
Oh, yes. They require a job. Not one that I believe that we could do in one go, even with my significant abilities with planning and all of your amassed skills. This might be something that takes a while, but I will have to accomplish it.
What's the task?
I don't know. All I have is a shopping list.
What's on said list?
She'll remove a small folded piece of paper from her bosom and hand it to Fume.
Oh. I can see one of these being a problem to acquire.
Which one?
The soul stones, primarily.
The 131 pounds of distilled Leviathan blood, didn't...
We have a Leviathan, Captain.
I could perhaps see in many years' time of very fruitful partnership, the dear captain may be lending us some spare blood here or there on a friends and family discount.
What if we twist his arm?
You're going to have to be able to offer him quite something to get that much.
Do we know approximately how much blood, like, a Leviathan ship manages to harvest in a season?
That's even before it's distilled, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 131 gallons of distilled Leviathan blood is a fairly sizable amount. That'd be enough to power an estate for, maybe a week or two. It's a lot. When it's distilled down, I don't know if any of you would know the exact details of it, because even Fume, that's not necessarily your area of knowing exactly how it's.
But even someone saying, I need this much gasoline, we can at least go, damn, 10 gallons runs my car on a full tank. Fuck.
Why do you need that much gas?
Yeah.
Yeah, that the Leviathan hunting ships, the good ones that come in, the larger ones, they're dealing in the tons of Leviathan oil, Leviathan blood, which is then taken to Scoval, and where it is refined there, and then transported back to Duskfall.
Do we need refined or unrefined?
Refined.
So probably the Leviathan captain isn't the way to go.
They usually would not have refined Leviathan blood. That is usually then transported from Scoval under the Ministry of Preservation, is kept within other official channels within Dustfall, where then it is sold to the public.
We do have access to a map that tells us the location of Leviathans. We could get it ourselves.
What if we get unrefined from him, and then, I don't know, pull some strings, find a way to get it refined?
Get me the right machinery, I could work it out.
Perhaps a better off finding a contact in Scoval.
If we make him think that the Baron wants it,
A weekend at Scoville. Look for some new contacts. That sounds fun.
RJ really pushing the out of Duskfall wish.
It has presented itself. It has presented itself.
Sounds cold.
Well, I haven't been there recently, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, woof.
But let's not get lost in the details.
Bones we can steal from the crematorium. Or unless you're getting really desperate for it.
I feel we could secure the bones at the very least.
At the very least. How many cell stones?
13.
No. Ominous.
Grackle takes the list from Fume and pulls out her reading glasses.
And also, I keep saying Scoville. It's Scovland.
Scovland.
Not Scoville.
Scoveland. That makes more sense.
Scovland.
Scoveland.
It's Scoville. It's so hot there, y'all. So
It's-
hot.
In a different version of this game, Grackle was from Scoveland. Fume, I cannot believe you've been lying to me.
What else would I have done? I was in danger.
Everybody's from Scoveland.
Everyone's with Scovland.
So, am I understanding correctly that you don't know why you need all these things?
Correct.
You know what happens to all these stones?
From the information I have garnered and been given, once I secure these items, the next steps will be revealed to me.
Oh, love that.
I can do some looking into rituals, see if I can find anything similar or combinations of such things.
I
I-
will also let you know I have discussed the matter with Lord Scolark briefly.
I can
did-
get you soul stones, but if they're gonna like turn into angels or something, or devils, or vengeful whatevers with some sort of power, you probably don't want me to be the one getting them for you.
I honestly have no idea what a forgotten, however they may be, but a god would want with all of those supplies.
For what it's worth, I have another appointment with the Dimmer Sisters. So I'll see what I can find.
Definitely be an avenue. Yes, thank you.
I can get to work on this.
Think I shall head to the library for the day. I have some reading to do.
Need a card?
Have my own. Grifted it right after you pulled me out.
So are we done sharing?
God damn, that's where it went. I swear to God, I thought this man was illiterate.
As Grackle like fans out 20 library cards.
Like a fucking card trick. Is this your card? No,
Yeah.
that's very clearly got Salome on it. We look nothing like.
While we're in the friendship circle, whatever this thing's called.
The Unity Den.
We specifically don't call it the friendship circle because you don't want to, Grackle.
Grackle just sort of like sneers a little at that. Captain Panzea thinks that I work for the Baron.
Why?
That's handy.
He approached me the other night and recognized me. I had to smooth it over.
Huh.
Recognized you from where?
Unity Circle?
This is a safe space.
This is a safe space. This is a confident space. Nothing leaves the Unity Circle.
Salome goes to the door and like kicks under the crack, like gets a Grackle claw.
It's like sticking it under there.
Safe space.
Like cat do.
What was that for?
What was that for?
What's that for?
Nothing.
What just happened?
There's a roll.
There was a failed fortune roll.
Someone started shouting.
I just saw it pop up for it scared me. I
That's
just
so
saw it out of the corner of my eye and went, ah.
Because the worst bit is I had that window closed, so it popped up and just read failure.
Wasted.
You died.
You Kazoo.
Continue.
So
You gotta figure out how to whisper rolls.
No, I like it better that you'll know.
Okay. I wasn't
Yeah, it's a lot better.
looking at that. I was looking at your faces, and so everybody just started screaming,
It
and
just-
I
it was
was
just
just like, "What the
The
hell?"
way my windows are set up, it's in
it just
the periphery of my
popped up.
vision, and I just went, ah.
Me and chat were extremely scared.
Sorry, chat.
Sorry.
So were we. So we're all on the same boat here.
So my real name is Jack Kraft.
All right.
Like Grackle's looking at Fume to see his reaction.
Hello, Jack Kraft. Blink, blink, blink.
I like Jack. I think it suits you.
I can get, in case this might be player knowledge that like Fume would have this knowledge.
Okay.
That Melvir's last name is Kraft.
Oh. Melvy's your sibling?
Cousin.
Ah.
Damn,
Yeah,
I
I
was
was about
kind
to
of hoping
say.
you were secretly married.
Quite a bit of an age difference.
So,
I don't see it. Oh, no.
No.
I see it in the eyes. The loss of love of life.
it's the disappointment for me.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Let's move on. The Crafts aren't around anymore. I met him at a shindig with the Crafts, all right?
Captain Pansia.
Nods.
We've just said a lot of names back to back. I'm just making sure I know what's going on. Wonderful. I know so much about you all.
How long ago was this shindig of the Crafts?
Long time.
Oh. Like knee-high to a grasshopper long?
Not that little, but
In the 90s, and
Still.
witches were very popular.
They have had a resurgence in recent years as well.
With my age, can I
Was he there?
study my brain for the last name Kraft?
Interesting.
Wasn't that cheese maker?
No, that.
Yeah.
Oh, your
No,
parents were in the
that's
food
Kraft with a
industry.
I literally cannot stop myself today. I don't know what's going on.
Jack Craft Services.
Yeah. So
I
you
knew
want to
this was
see
coming!
you want to see whether this is something
Oh no, she's disappearing into the dimension of regret.
you want to see if this is something that if you be familiar. Yeah, what does study pertain to?
Person,
It's-
document, or item with close scrutiny to gather information and apply knowledge, gain a deeper understanding, do research.
Apply knowledge, right?
Yeah, sure.
Probably fits.
I'll give you study. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Risky standard.
Yeah. Probably controlled. Actually, this is a pretty controlled situation.
Roll. Success.
I almost
There you
did a
go.
bit where I screamed when the dice roll popped.
We were expecting
Let's
a
do that
roll.
every time there's a dice roll. Oh God. 6 though. Yeah, I mean, I think. Oh boy, I think it's a name that you, especially given how old Fume actually is a name they were. It was a prominent family, not like at the level of like nobility, but like a prominent family in Dustfall, mainly like had a lot of like more mercantile or industrial business, and yeah, they were invested in a lot of I say trying to not use like real world terms, but like small businesses, that kind of stuff. And yeah, I think you know that at some point, about, trying to think how long that would have been at this point. What was I saying, about 10 years ago, I think.
That
Yeah,
that works.
yeah, but at some point, not too long ago, about a decade ago, they were utterly just wiped out. There were rumors about who might have done it. Basically, it was like an assassin. Basically, within the span of like a week, all the crafts were dead.
Thought that none of the craft children had survived.
Surprise.
Surprise. For what it's worth, I'm sorry to what happened to your family. They were good people, and that's saying something considering this is Duskfall.
Well, for Melvier's sake, don't tell anybody.
Oh, I'd do anything for Melvia.
Ride or die.
If you asked me to kill a man, I would. No questions asked.
You would do that for a lot of people.
No questions asked. Listen, this is a very spry body. My knees ached for the longest time, and now they just don't.
Yeah, you're welcome for that, I guess.
I'll write in my memoirs the feeling of transcending my mortal coil and being shunted into a new one. It's not as euphoric as you think. Anyway, sorry. Bones. Captain Panzea. You've got a meeting. Points to Glass.
Yes, with the Dimmer Sisters.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. It went very well last time I was there.
Oh, swimming. Anyway, I'm off to the library. Is there anything else I'm forgetting? Oh, he bangs on a copper tube and it pops open. Nala, darling, third shelf to the right. It's the second bottle in the middle.
You hear like a clanking of glasses. Oh, there it is.
Just remembered.
Like,
thank you, darling.
So much. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, could you turn it a quarter of a degree to the left and you may leave?
Right.
What?
That's it?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm very
You're like
particular.
turning and then, okay, I'm gonna put everything else back now. And you like shell like things.
Wait, I had a system. I had a system.
Right, so we're done sharing then.
Unless you had anything to add, Glass?
Why would I?
I feel like it's been an eventful week, so...
Well, I don't have to share my name, because the Spirit Wardens have done that for me. But if you have questions, I'll perhaps deign to answer them.
No.
Great.
So if you ever need Fume killed, I have first dibs, alright?
Of course. You would have been the first one I called anyway.
Thank you. It's a matter of principle.
All right, and thank you for your contributions. Thank you for your contributions, and I call this Unity Den to a close. See, not so bad.
You all head out the door to the like wings of a dozen grackles that were listening at the door.
You bastards.
And yeah, the
And I
Unity
can't get in
Den-
trouble from the fortune roll because I didn't say anything.
Maybe the grackles were the fortune roll.
Maybe.
Maybe it was the grackles.
So we can go ahead. We can go ahead and do the scene. Does anyone go with like Glass? Are you inviting anyone to come with you to the Zimmer Sisters? Is anyone trying to go?
Ooh.
Unless asked.
I don't know if they'd want to risk it. Just like risking being turned away because they're so secretive.
Yeah.
I don't know. We have some very interesting people in your company.
I think y'all are at a positive standing with the Dimmer Sisters currently. No, neutral. Yeah, but again, you could bring if somebody wanted to go, they could, but otherwise, yeah, we can.
This will give me an opportunity to just cause some drama. I'll ask Salome to go with me, since she's more familiar with the contents of her book and her ritual, and I imagine she doesn't want to be sort of making a bunch of copies of that and having them floating around the city. So I'll say if she wants to go, she can come.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not just gonna tell you what drama I'm gonna cause.
No, I want to be there for it.
So Salome and Glass, you're heading out there. Grackle and Fume, TBD for right now. What y'all are, if y'all are getting up to anything else. Yeah, we'll just kind of like cut you. You take your canals. You take the canals over to Six Towers. Find to the lair of the Dimmer Sisters. Again, paying a gondolier to take you to their place of business is a bit to their residence. It's a bit difficult.
Is there just like one like
There's
crazy
just one.
gondolier? Like there's like
Yeah.
that one crazy ship captain who will sail directly into the storm. Like there's just this one like wild
It's the
guy
same
who's,
one
like,
as last time.
who's like ready to go. He wants to see what he can see.
Yeah.
So, like I've taken people before. Maybe 60% of them leave again. It's
Oh, you know what? He's a retired Leviathan hunting captain.
Yeah. Oh, it's the only thrill that I get from.
He's like 80 years old.
But yeah, you're taken up to the sisters' home. You are. I think we'll just cut to the door opening and one of the veiled, black clad, or adorned sisters standing on the in the foyer as she addresses you. Says, "Ah, Glass. It's a pleasure to see you again."
You as well.
And yeah, it's the same one that led you in the first time, that greeted you at the door.
I recognize her voice.
Yeah. And looks to your side and says, "And company, welcome to our home."
Thank you.
This is Salome.
Salome,
Pleasure.
how can we assist you today?
Well, as usual, we come with questions. A few this time, if you perhaps have the afternoon free.
Well, I suppose it depends on the nature of the questions, but you'll find inside we hold many answers. Please, come in.
Thank you.
Two of you are led in through the just towers and displays of all sorts of strange and occult paraphernalia. You are led through the foyer, through many twisting corridors, back to the that small sitting area from before, where you are sat down, and the sister with you sort of excuses herself. Leaving you alone for a moment before somebody else comes in, again veiled, dressed in black, with a small tray of a kettle and a few cups. She sets the tea down in front of you and sits across from you in the high-backed armchair in front of the fireplace, and regards the two of you. The other sister returns a bit later and also sits across the two of them, facing you. The one that you had been speaking to previously says, "Questions, then."
Salome, would you like to start, or shall I?
Please, by all means, go ahead.
Right. Al, I sent you a message because there's another name I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember anyone's name.
I'm
Struggling.
Let me double check to make sure I've got the right name too. I will copy it and send it to you.
Thank you. Man,
it did
that
a
one
weird
I
thing.
should have been able to remember. And then the Spirit Warden was
Baccaros.
Scott Bakula.
Yeah, Scott Bakula.
Scott Bakula, my real father.
It's like that. Kind of.
B-O. But
B-O. Baccaros. Okay. Close enough. My questions today concern, well, names. I wonder, do you know much about the Spirit Wardens and their business?
The two of them sit and look to each other. The slightly taller one with like this wide brimmed hat, whereas the other one kind of just has like more of just the veil, isn't wearing a hat. The one with the hat says, "Spirit Wardens. Annoying, but we try to stay away from their business whenever possible. You can imagine we are not exactly on the best of terms."
I wouldn't imagine so, but as I told a friend of mine recently, they say, keep your friends close, your enemies closer.
What is the exact nature of your question regarding them?
If a Spirit Warden were to give someone their name, how much weight does that hold?
Quite a bit of weight, I'd imagine. They're very secretive in keeping their identities separate from their business. Not many know the identity of any given Spirit Warden.
So it would likely be Monica, then?
Ah, yes.
Is there any way you know of to connect the two?
Not exactly. The Spirit Wardens are very particular about letting any amongst their ranks. They value privacy above anything else. The only Spirit Warden the only name given in their public-facing guise is the name of Baccaros. But many Wardens have used that name.
I see. Asked and answered. There's another
Yes.
one that I well, I'm not sure if I'm more or less concerned about, to be honest. I haven't given it much thought. And what of demons and their names? They go by many, I assume.
You'd be surprised. Most tend to gravitate towards a specific name.
So if I were to have one to give you,
We may perhaps have information within our libraries that we could provide for a cost.
I'd very much like to take you up on that.
Oh, please provide us the name and the sufficient coin, and we will provide you with any information we can.
Thinks about it for a second. Azrael.
She looks to the sister wearing the veil and who nods, and she looks back to you and says, "And the payment?"
Oh, yes.
I'm going to go ahead and have you roll your coin, your wealth.
Yeah. It's for every full row?
Yes.
Okay, I have 2 full rows.
Okay, so you can roll 2d6.
That's a 6.
Damn, nice.
It was the Family Feud music that helped me, apparently.
You hand over some coin, and she takes this and says, "I will return shortly."
Thank you.
Pockets it within her dress and leaves. The sister wearing the hat turns back and says, "While we wait, anything else that we can provide you assistance with?"
Salome?
I wonder if you have any familiarity with certain rituals regarding the Forgotten Gods.
A few.
Perhaps the Thousand Faces.
We are familiar.
I wonder if perhaps you would be open to looking over a list of supplies to see if any of the ingredients would belie any particular rituals.
It would be very difficult to identify a ritual based on its components, but that you provide the entity it is tied to, perhaps we could make headway.
If I may, it's a very specific list of ingredients.
Well then, even more so. Again, simply a matter of coin, and we will endeavor to provide you with what we can.
All right. Same deal? Rolling,
Yeah, same deal.
Rolling
So,
wealth?
rolling wealth.
Okay, so same thing. I have 2 full rows of coin in my
Okay.
stash. That's a 5.
5. Okay. You hand over, or you pay the appropriate coin, and she accepts it, pocketing it, and says, "Very well. I'll see what I can find on the matter too. Please avail yourselves of the tea, and I should be right back."
Thank you.
And she excuses herself and leaves as well.
Is the tea on the up and up glass?
Oh, bit quiet. It's just he.
Right.
Yeah, they're not all as scary as people make them out to be.
It's a potent hallucinogenic in it.
Yeah. Going full scarecrow.
Now that I would know the answer to.
Yeah, you had the tea last time. You were
Oh,
fine.
and last time it's a very nice chamomile.
Oh, yeah, all right. Wouldn't mind something caffeinated this early in the day, but
They're night owls, you see.
yes.
Two of you drink your tea, sitting and waiting.
Glass waits for a long moment and just waits to see if there are questions.
Salome ain't gonna pry.
I didn't think so. I'm gonna say something though. So, I know you're not going to ask them, but I know you have questions.
I would never ask anything of you that you would not give freely.
I know, but you're doing that thing where you shake your head and look at the ceiling before you talk, so I know.
We have worked together for a long time.
I brought you here for 2 reasons. One, because I think the sisters may genuinely be able to help. And 2, because there's something I haven't told you. But, given recent events, I'm afraid that even the walls of the jewelry box might be growing ears.
All right.
Fume is not the only one who's been dealing with demons.
Oh,
One evening, well, the evening he spoke to the one who gave him the plans, we may have also had a conversation. Then, the next time Fume tried to speak with him, he didn't show, but a different one did.
Azariel.
Yes.
Hmm.
I think you would like her.
Really?
Yes, really. She reminds me of me.
Then I'm sure we'd get along quite well.
Anyway, I wasn't going to say anything until it came up. And it hasn't yet come to pass. But there are a few bits of your ritual that I think mine might be able to assist with.
Which bits?
Bones and heartstones. Not all of them.
How many?
3 sets of human bones and 4 heartstones.
Are you aware of what you will be doing with these ingredients once you're done?
All I'm doing is killing them.
Hmm.
One of the bodies, the 4th heartstone, though, that one is for me.
Is this about replacing? We could easily do so without demon interference.
No, we couldn't.
So this is not about yours being damaged.
No, It works just fine and kind of goes with the aesthetic.
That it does. That it does.
Do you remember the story I told you when I first showed up on your doorstep?
Vividly.
Jackdaw. Isaiah didn't just die. Whoever it was that was after us was shooting to kill permanently, and his heartstone was shattered.
I'm sorry.
It's been a few years, and thought maybe the hole would fill itself over time, but it hasn't. So I'm going to do that work myself. There's a, funnily enough, poet wandering around Silkshore that looks quite a bit like him, and I'm trying to convince myself he's a bad person so I can justify this action.
So not only the stone, but the body that it's in.
Yes. Need a vessel. And in exchange for 3 lives of Azrael's choosing, who I made sure to bargain were not yours,
Thoughtful of you.
I can be on occasion. Mostly I need this job. She will bring him back. From wherever he is.
And there are no other costs.
I suppose only a bit of my soul in the process, but what's that to me?
I hope you mean that emotionally and metaphorically and not in a literal sense.
I do.
Never can tell with demons, all right.
Although, they say when you deal with the devil, you leave a little piece of yourself behind.
Apparently it's the same with gods.
They're all the same. It's just how the people under them regard them.
Truer words were never spoken.
So, that's that. And I know that words spoken here do not leave this place.
We are here for you in whatever way we may assist. I think you know that.
Oh, we'll see how long that lasts for. Got an exciting new job offer on the way.
Does this have to do with the other questions you're asking about?
Not at all.
Ah. Well, I mean, you are technically a contractor.
That'll be more of a side gig. Foot in the door sort of thing. Anyway, it's all very exciting, and you don't know anything about it, because I haven't told you a word.
About what? It'll be a learning experience at the very least, I'm sure.
An entirely new application of a set of very old skills.
What is it they say? In order to strengthen certain muscles, you must also strengthen those around them.
Hmm? We'll see. Hopefully I'll live long enough to see it all through. Demons and spirit wardens and hulls and screaming teenagers.
Well, the last one I think was going to be around regardless, so.
Fair enough. Sips tea.
Oh, yes. Right after spilling it, so.
All right.
What are these rolls, damn it?
I rolled a 5 on a fortune roll.
Val, that show's stressing me out the entire time.
Didn't want to interrupt the
It's
scene.
how well the Grackles are gambling.
Yeah, so the two of you wait for a moment. Around that time, the first sister comes back that was sent off in search of information for you, Glass. And she returns with a book in hand and sits across from you. She says, I was able to find some information for you, specifically about the demon Azrael and any known appearances or information we've collected. She flips a few pages and she says, there have been a few sightings of this demon over the years. I have a few accounts specifically, but what we've gleaned from this, and I'm sure as you're aware, many demons associate themselves with specific aspects of humanity. The demon Azrael associates herself with murder, rot, and decay.
That seems about right.
It seems that she has worked in arranging deals from our collection of records regarding assassination plots, death of both important and unimportant people, and consorts with many of Dustfall's more enterprising, those who consult with the arcane or its practices. Is there anything specifically that you are interested in knowing?
She deals in death. Has she ever been known to reverse it?
There is one account of a deal made to bring an acquaintance back to life. It seems that there was a bargain made, a pact struck, a cost paid. She flips like a few more pages. She says, here we are. It seems that the bargainer in this position was not willing to pay the cost and thus backed out of their arrangement, resulting in their untimely end.
Simple enough.
But I don't have anything specifically as to a completed bargain with this entity.
What was the cost?
Seems several deaths.
All right. Thank you.
Of course. Should you need anything else, please just let me know. I'm sorry we did not have more for you.
Yeah, it is more than enough, thank you.
She puts the book to the side. The other sister returns briefly after she finishes, and she is she's not carrying a book. She sits down across from me, Salome. She says, well, I consulted with our records regarding the 1,000 verses, and I did not find anything specific with the ingredients that you provided, but I can look into it some more. I would say, with the list and consulting with some of my sisters, that a ritual comprised of ingredients such as this would be rather large in scale. The components would certainly provide a very powerful arcane interaction on a scale that very few rituals would. As to the exact nature of it, other than its confirming its power and its magnitude, I'm not entirely sure what it would be, what it would result in. There are many outcomes that could be, from summoning great storms to causing mass death to summoning powerful entities. The exact results would be hard to pinpoint.
If you are willing to look further, I would be much obliged.
Of course. We will continue to look into it, and if you return to us, we will advise you on our progress.
Thank you very much for your time.
Is there anything else we can help the two of you with tonight?
I believe I know what the answer to my final question is going to be, but I'm going to ask it nonetheless. Has the Baron returned to you recently?
I'm afraid I can't divulge the exact comings and goings of our clientele, but he is one of our foremost customers.
Thank you.
Of course. Is there some matter of business that you wish to conduct that we can facilitate?
Well, last time I was here, I was able to speak with him, and he had advised we should meet as folks with similar interests. But I haven't been able to get in touch with him, unfortunately. We run in different circles, you see.
Well, I can pass along a message upon his return if you're having difficulty making arrangements outside of our home. I'm afraid he is a very busy man. And though it is not necessarily within our business to courier messages, we could provide such a service.
I would be very grateful.
Of course. Is there a specific message you'd like us to pass along?
Trying to remember what name I gave him, because I don't think it was Cloud.
Probably
it had to have
wasn't.
been Iris.
Oh, yeah,
because-
but we had to kill Iris.
Yeah.
A little flower wished to get in touch.
Tell him this. I'm gonna give the name of, like, some, like, hole in the wall bar or something that, like, nobody ever goes to. It's, like, barely staying afloat. And basically just have them tell them, like, once a week, this location, around this time. You'll find the flowers look quite lovely.
She nods, memorizes the message, and says, of course, I will pass this along.
I'm in your debt.
Well, you have more than adequately paid for our services, so consider this complimentary.
Thank you. Well, I suppose until we next meet.
I look forward to it. And the first sister stands and escorts the two of you from the premises.
Yay.
So, you have, I think, crossed off your shot. Is there anything else y'all want to do with your downtime before we take our break?
Fume
Before we
sending
decide
over to
what-
Lord Skurlox for some demonology lessons.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to say with the information on the ritual. I'm going to start a clock on this.
Okay.
I'm going to say, based on your results with the sisters, I'm going to give you 2 ticks on the clock already.
That's a lot of ticks.
So that is a long-term project that you are currently working on. All right. Well, let's go ahead and take our break here. And yeah, RJ, is that something you want to play out, or is there something? Is it
I
a new
would have
project you're
asked
starting?
him. I'll start as a project.
Okay. We won't be able to make any ticks on it because I think you already spent coin to do your stuff for the downtime.
Or-
but we can.
I could probably just dump this with the research ritual because my main goal was to help Salome and Glass with their stuff.
Yeah. So Glass, you haven't specifically. I mean, you know what yours does. It's not like you're necessarily researching the ritual. Like, you know what it's going to accomplish. What is there a project you're looking to start around that?
No, I was really, because I imagine it's gonna probably turn into a job. Turn into a few jobs. No, I think Glass is really just trying to get a sense of, like, if I go to a completely outside source that knows about these things, like, does this feel like it's, legit? Is this on the up and up, or like,
Yeah, which I guess you confirmed with your,
Yeah.
talking to the sisters. This is something that's done. And yeah, my thought for Glass, just like table talk with it, is that it's not necessarily going to be its own jobs, but it's little side jobs you might get during your jobs.
Yes, yeah.
Because they specifically said that they would give you a mark or something, or identify who they want you to kill.
Yes.
So yes, that will start popping up.
Cool.
There's just no one for you to murder on your last job.
I mean, I tried.
Fortunately, there was no soul there for you to grab. There was, but no heartstone.
Sold her soul to the company store.
But yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and take our break here since we're past the halfway point, and then we'll come back and go ahead and set up what you all want your next score to be. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back here in a few minutes. We're gonna take a break. We recommend you do the same. Get some water, stretch, eat a snack, whatever you need to do, and we'll see you back here in a few minutes. So stay tuned. Welcome back, Internet. Thanks for hanging out. So we took our break. We're going to go ahead and jump back into our game. So we have, I think, done all of our free play activities, actions, research, conversations, drama. We need to talk about what you all want to do next, because we need a score. So we're gonna do a little bit of table talk here. I don't know what y'all want to target next. If you want a job to try to gain some more territory, if you want to accomplish some of your personal goals, if you want to try to improve your standing with a faction, all of the above. What's going on?
I believe we talked about doing a job for the Dimmer Sisters before break.
Yeah, I can ask them.
Or
So-
we could stir up some more shit and try to do something nice for the ink rakes.
Oh, that's
Mm.
true. We could.
Ooh, could
Try to
we
get
do
something
some espionage for the ink rakes on the Baron?
What's our standing with what's our faction standing currently? Excuse me.
With who?
Everybody that we interact with, not everybody.
Oh, geez.
Well, okay,
all right,
the
yeah.
ink rakes and the Dimmer sisters. We'll start there.
Okay. Let's narrow it down because there's a lot.
I think we're
so
neutral
Dimmer
with
Sisters,
both right now.
y'all are neutral with the Dimmer Sisters, and I believe with the Ink Rakes, yes. I think you
Are we
went
neutral?
Yeah, you were -2 with the Ink Rakes. You went up to neutral status.
Okay. So both we would get probably the same benefit
Yeah.
from. What's on the grid? Where's the freaking sheet? What do we want something
We're
off the grid?
We're
A claim?
near Tavern. We're near Informant. Informant could be very interesting with the ink rakes.
We're also near Loyal Fence.
Oh.
And then there's a couple of turfs that we could get as well, which would expand our hunting grounds. We've been talking about the tavern for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tavern it up.
How do we get a tavern?
Could we turn
Well-
one of those jobs into getting a tavern? Could we do both?
We do keep on trying to consolidate jobs.
I have the barest inkling of an idea, and it's to try to go after somebody that the ink rakes have been trying to. We could take over another business.
Yeah.
But this time we could ruin someone the ink rakes want to ruin, with the understanding that we'll take over the business in their stead.
Someone giving the ink rakes trouble.
Or somebody they've been trying to expose for something shady for a long time. I don't know I don't know what kind of journalists the ink rakes are. Are they legit?
I mean, we've turned the leader of the Ink Rakes into J. Jonah Jameson.
Oh, he's
So they're
legit.
legit.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is that we need to take down Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, what
you
I'm saying
find
is we need to
Spider-Man.
take down Spider-Man.
We need
You
photos
need
of
pictures of
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
And we can
yeah.
take, and then in the wake of that, we'll take over the pizzeria he was working for in his off time.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, the Ink Rakes don't really have a lot of like enemies, because they kind of just are
Okay.
out for juicy gossip on anyone. They don't have
I
any
think
allies.
Pierce
They don't really-
probably has enemies.
Yeah, I mean, like personal enemies. But as far as factions go, yeah, I mean, they're not, but they're also not really allied or anything. So it's like they're kind of like neutral playing field.
Well, they are
so
now,
It kind
but
of
they
it
don't
more
hate us
depends.
anymore.
I would say if you're looking to increase your standing with the Ink Rakes, it's not so much like who you're going after, but like what you're doing and kind of what's in it for them. So if you're wanting to pitch a
story.
job, like that doesn't help y'all a lot with what you choose, because you kind of could do anything, but it's a matter of like how you approach it in order to give the Ink Rake something they can work with. Kind of what you did with like Cobb, or not Cobb,
I got an idea.
Vreen. Yes.
We do something for the ink rakes, and in exchange, we are able to use one of their informants,
Yes. Yes.
which is one of the
Informant would
ones
be
we
good.
can get on the grid.
Yeah.
It's an
Let's
extra
see.
die to gather info during scores.
Yeah. Yeah, or you could go that route.
If we're interested in that.
Which, if we use Salome's thing, would give us an ungodly amount of dice.
We'd be really
to gather info.
we'd really be setting ourselves up well for that bit.
Okay.
I think we
I
should
mean,
pull that bandit off then.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense for ink rakes to wind up getting us an informant.
And that's setting ourselves up for like future success too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's on the higher end of priority on our claims list, so yeah, we can do
Okay.
that. Absolutely. Tavern, funnily enough, is like number 2 on our
Yeah, we keep talking about
Priorities.
Yeah.
doing it and then never doing it.
I think other than covert drops, like it was Loyal Fence, Tavern, and Informants. So
Yeah.
and if we open up Informants, then it's an easy line to Infirmary too, which
Right.
could be helpful.
And drug den, which is
And
more
drug
money.
den.
Well, we could 100% move Melvir. If Melvir ever finds himself in danger, we could move him into the infirmary and make
Oh
him.
yeah.
We could make him an NPC, an expert.
A
I mean,
cohort.
Non-playable crony.
A cohort.
Yeah, a cohort. Thank you.
Non-playable cohort. There you go.
I was waiting for somebody to Save me there.
We got you. We got you.
It took me a second to realize you were looking for a specific word.
yeah.
We got there. We all got there together.
Okay. I think I have an idea percolating.
Somebody could go to Pierce and be like, "Hey,
let's
work together."
actually start. So since y'all are wanting to go, so again, it's not like y'all don't really have a target, but you're like, the Ink Rakes have a good network of informants. If we can get in good with them, maybe they'll give us a list of informants we can share. And because you're not in the same business, so there's no like, if you're using the same informants, if y'all had a newspaper, it's not something like,
there's no
they wouldn't
conflict
agree
of
to that.
interest.
There's no conflict of interest there. Yeah, that's thank you. That's the phrase I was looking for. So
Doing excellent with words today, definitely.
Thank you.
We all are.
So yeah, let's actually cut that. Do you invite Pierce to come back to the because again, like what I started to say, you don't necessarily have a target, but if you could get a job from him to set up that network, it doesn't really matter who you're going at. You don't really care who you're going after in that case. So
Should we invite him over again?
Yeah, do you want to invite him over or meet him at like his office?
We do
Because
have.
I will just put the Flatiron Building in.
Yes. Okay, yeah, we have to visit the Flatiron.
I was gonna say
Absolutely.
it would probably be good for us for him to be seen at our establishment like multiple times, though.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, don't we get benefits for negotiating on our
Oh, that is
lair?
also true.
Do you?
Do we?
I don't. That sounds familiar to me.
That's right. We never.
Oh,
look
it's
at
like
that.
something jobs conducted in our hunting grounds don't give us heat or something like that.
It
Y'all
was.
need to.
I'm pretty sure it was specifically something that was like any negotiating you do in your lair has a benefit.
Oh.
And it was either
Find me a
it's-
mechanic.
I'm
yeah,
looking.
it's either a crew thing. If that's not sounding familiar to anybody else, it might be something that we don't have.
We have,
But I know it exists.
the hunting grounds thing is when you execute your preferred score type on your hunting grounds, take 1 dice to all gather information rolls, and all PCs get 1 free extra downtime activity.
Yeah, and that's in Charter Hall.
That is in
which
Charter Hall.
Y'all have still not done a job.
We
in
have
Charter
yet to
Hall.
go there.
We have yet to work.
Let's
in Charter Hall.
here.
Yeah, if it's not immediately coming to mind, we probably don't have it.
I'm not seeing anything.
Isn't there something specific to each location doing a job there that might affect it?
Some locations.
Oh,
Some locations have specific mechanics that affect jobs. You're in Silk Shore, so you have extra mechanics on downtime, which actually let me check because I think that's the one where you over. Oh wait, hold on. I don't think we've been doing that. It's a mechanic that I have a hard time remembering to look at. Because Silk Shore, I think its mechanic is if you overindulge, you roll +1 die versus your next time you indulge your vice here. Oh damn, we haven't done that because I think all of you indulge your vices in Silk Shore. Well, except for Grackle isn't really tied to Silk Shore.
I mean, hey, let's wait and see what happens
Let's see
next
what
time.
happens. Yeah, but those of you that have overindulged, the next time you indulge your vice in Silk Shore, you roll an extra die.
Oh.
As far as the other places like Charter Hall, you take a devil's bargain for +1 die to gather information here in exchange for 1 heat. Yeah, all of them have like different things, and some of them don't have any.
Interesting. Okay, that was my last ditch to try and find that thing. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yep.
And let's also not forget, y'all got a bunch of you have a gang now, too. So
Oh yeah, we sure do.
Oh hey.
Oh
And an expert.
hey. We
Smash
probably
grab
use
in the
them in this
gang.
job. We could make some headlines.
Smash and grab, hit city.
Okay, so y'all want to invite. I don't see anything unless y'all find it for the negotiating on your turf. I don't see anything for it. But if you find it,
I
shout it
can't
out.
find anything.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything either. I don't know why I thought that. I thought of that. I feel like that's something that exists, but we obviously don't have it
Yeah,
because I checked everything.
yeah. Might have just been something you were looking at.
Maybe.
Okay. So you want to invite Pierce to the jewelry box?
Yeah.
All right. So after you've had some time to lay low from your last job, some of the information, like the buzz initially surrounding your agreements or the party that you had at the jewelry box kind of beginning to die down, you invite Pierce to over like during the off hour, probably like in the morning or early afternoon. The the leader of the Ink Rakes, editor-in-chief, arrives on time. Got a big old cigar hanging out of his mouth as he strides in through the door. Who's tending bar right now? Probably Fume. Comes, just strides straight up to the bar, knocks on it twice, and says like, "Good afternoon, my good man. Can I get myself a whiskey here? And I believe I have a meeting with your boss."
One whiskey coming right up. Pardon me a moment. He'll bang on a pipe. Miss Salome, a recipient here to see you. Forgot this guy's name.
Pierce.
Pierce. Mr. Pierce here to see you.
I think she just comes down the stairs. You know, you could just send Grackle or...
Yes, but then why did I install all of these pipes?
Grackle just
is
like
milling
glaring at him
around.
from across. Just glaring at him from across the room. He's not very approachable.
Starts to be like, I thought they were for. Never mind.
Your drink, sir.
Thank you.
Good to see you again, Miss Pierce.
Good to see you too. Seems like we have some more business, which I am excited about. Papers from our last engagement went sold like hotcakes. So, what you got for me this time?
Well, that depends. Why don't we move to the lounge for a little more privacy?
Well, all right then. Takes his drink, follows you to the lounge. Does everyone else sort of accompany, or?
Oh, yes, please.
Probably easier that way.
Yeah.
So, you all get nice and comfortable. He like plops down in an armchair, man spreading, and
Of course. At least he took the armchair.
yeah, working on his drink. Says, "All right, so what's the deal? What's the scoop?"
Well, we thought perhaps, given how well our business arrangements went last time, that perhaps there might be something we can do for you, Mr. Pierce.
All right. Anything specific, or?
Well, I think an individual such as yourself is quite versed in the strengths of a group such as ours. Do you find yourself in need of any of those skills?
Oh, I always find myself in need of good help. The problem is finding it.
Well,
Yeah, I'm really dialed in on my.
It's really good.
it's
is the
so
problem.
great. It's so great.
It's like too good.
So I've seen you all in action now, so I know you're not entirely useless. I could throw
from
a
you,
few things
Mr.
your way.
Pierce, we will take that as the highest of compliments.
And you should. I'll admit, I've got a couple irons in the fire I could probably use some help with. It kind of depends on what you're looking for in return. I know nothing in this city is free, and I can smell an angle when one is presented to me. So, what are you wanting out of this?
Well, consider this a audition, if you will. You now know what we're capable of, so try us out, and if you are obliged to our services, perhaps an ongoing arrangement could be made in way of partaking of our services in exchange for, well, your services. There is no one in this city that hears and knows as much as you, Mr. Pierce.
That is true. Well, I like it to be true. I try my damnedest to make sure it's true. So, yeah, could definitely... Wait, so you're wanting, what, information as part of this? All right.
Absolutely.
Information I have, and I'm assuming you're wanting it before it hits the press.
Naturally.
Okay.
Not that we do not enjoy purchasing your paper.
Not everything's appropriate for a headline.
You'd be surprised.
And, in fact, perhaps, as part of our ongoing arrangement, perhaps we could assist you in highlighting some of those headlines. If it makes sense.
I think I see where you're coming from here. Well, all right. So, you help me get a scoop, something to keep the presses rolling for another cycle. And in exchange, I pass along anything beneficial for you. Probably have to sign some confidentiality, non-disclosure arrangements. I don't want to make sure you take this to a competing paper, obviously.
Naturally, of course.
But if you're willing
Sorry,
to
is
sign
there
that-
another paper in Duskull?
None that stick around very long. And I do my best to make sure that stays that way.
I assume if there was, that would probably be our job is to get rid of it.
That would be, but I don't find myself with any competition right now. So the issue is interesting news, and I have found myself hitting a bit of a wall on my most recent investigation.
Well, please, by all means, we are here to assist.
All right. Working on a title for a little while now. One that I think will probably sell pretty good, depending on given the recent developments in Dustfall. Lord John Meriden, rise to power. What's his story?
Fucking knew it.
A lot of buzz coming around the recent ministry shakeups and the research going into it. Everybody's in a tizzy right now for this new program that's being put out. So I want to find out, is this legit? Give people the inside scoop on what's going on, where their money is going. So you get me some information there. The more scandalous, the better. And I'd say we have ourselves a deal.
A match made in heaven. Looks to the others. Are we amenable to this?
Absolutely. Love a good scandal.
Let me go find my detective hat and binoculars. Not binoculars, magnifying glass. That's the word.
looks to Jack.
So long as we tread carefully, I don't see any reason why not.
Then I believe we have an accord, Mr. Pierce.
All right then. Holds out his hand to shake yours.
She gives it to be kissed.
He just grabs it and like strong handshake of down says, "All right." Well, downs his drink, says, "Looking forward to doing business with you. I've got some more work to do today, but if you need me, I'll be in my office." And just excuses himself from the room.
Ah, yes, this man definitely understands societal norms.
Look, we all knew that J. Jonah Jameson was on the spectrum in some capacity, but you know what? It's fine. Like, yes, please utilize your strengths and do a great job.
Get me photos of the Baron.
I need pictures of Spider-Man.
I like this.
He's in a Speedo.
Not
a Speedo, spandex suit. What
is
was I
flash
talking about?
photography a thing in
Are you
Dustfall?
imagining the
No.
Baron in a Speedo?
Not anymore. Oh,
Well,
nope, there
okay,
it is.
actually,
God damn.
I would say that's interesting. I'm trying to decide because this is kind of Victorian. So I imagine like maybe the
Like
very
the
early,
oldest-
like
yeah.
like gunpowder, like flash.
It's
tubes.
The flash,
Museum.
the
Whatever.
flash that
The
fucking
magazine.
explodes for one picture. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that kind of photography probably exists. Not it's probably like largely still like drawn pictures in the paper.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
It is a
Yeah, that makes sense.
luxury to have a photograph.
yeah,
And you gotta hold still for like 20 minutes.
for like 10 minutes. or
Oh.
whatever.
Yeah.
Because Will and Nala have a photo together. No. I'm
They
sad now.
Put a lot of effort into that.
And it was
Probably 'cause they knew
probably
she wouldn't be
expensive.
around for long.
Yeah.
Something to remember.
So,
by.
your job as I am presenting it to you for the and you have every right to turn this down if you don't want to do this just yet. But yeah, he will give you to gain access to your informants. You need to dig up information on the goings on, like the Ministry of Sparkcraft Development and the Department of what did I name it? Hold on. Dustfall Institute of Sparkcraft. So what's going on there? This spectral transfer registry that everybody's getting involved in specifically is kind of what he's wanting information on, wanting some dirt there.
Yep, falls within our purview of interest anyway, I think.
Yeah, I want to know that stuff for me.
Fun.
Why are you
So-
smiling?
Hi.
Oh,
Why are you
sorry.
smiling?
Hold 1 second. No, it's still there.
I'm concerned.
It's the department. It's the Ministry of Sparkcraft. I wonder if my old credentials still match up.
As long as there's no photo ID.
Or
So
I
your
could say
credentials would be for the
for charter.
university.
The university, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could flavor it as a university student going in for a questionnaire of sorts to see what the ministry is doing in their advances in Sparkcraft for my thesis.
Actually, let's dig in a bit further first, shall we? Might be as easy as squeezing a weak link within this new department.
Do we know anyone in that department?
Not yet.
Many of my clients work for the government.
We know.
So, let's get into score playing before we start with before you start getting into gather information. So, I'm gonna get that up, and I need my book.
My book.
Alrighty. So. That's not what I want. All right. So we're looking at what the planning engagement right now. You have what we should decide first is like, where are y'all targeting? Because you have two options as it currently stands. The ministry, the actual like building, is a part of like the more like bureaucratic side of things, is part of like City Hall and the city council. That would be in Charter Hall, so that is your turf. If you want to take it a step further and investigate the Institute of Sparkcraft, that business, like that facility, is in Night Market, because that is the private side of this
Right,
business.
the
So
privatized.
like the ministry is the official like government, like that was what Lord Meriden the Baron was appointed to, but he also at the same time was creating this business, this like manufacturing plant in Night Market that
Right, I made the joke he controls the supply and demand.
yeah.
Night Market is currently run by the Red Sashes, correct?
No,
Who
that's
runs
Crow's
Night
Foot.
Market? But Crow's Foot was demolished, right?
What do you mean?
Oh, sorry. I mean the Crows.
Yeah, the Red Sashes operate out of Crow's Foot after
Okay.
a long-standing turf war with the Crows. They have taken, they've wrested control of Crow's Foot from them. I think Night Market does.
Just wondering who we're gonna piss off if we go that route.
Night Market is mostly under the control of the Foundation right now. I mean,
Oh.
the Baron kind of owns Night Market currently.
So we're not pissing off anyone we really care for.
No.
Yeah.
But it also might be nice to finally do a job on our own turf and reap some of those benefits.
Rewards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could do. We could also do
Yeah,
some
yeah,
gather
yeah.
information for like. We could do as part of our gather information role, I guess. Like you could find out like what you're looking at as far as like defenses for the two.
That would be helpful.
As well. Well, let's do that first, actually. So we don't normally do gather information prior to deciding what kind of approach we do, but I think in this case it's appropriate for y'all to decide. So who would like to, and how are you going about that?
Me please. Me please.
At which location?
The one
So
well,
Night Market or
you know, the
Charter Hall?
one.
At the,
no,
City.
I'm trying to see mechanically what would be more to our benefit, because you had said if we do any sort of info gathering in our own turf, we would also gain another additional die, correct?
Yeah.
Let me double check what the wording on that was, but
I don't remember.
Was
Was that our hunting? That was our hunting grounds.
Yeah.
It is when you execute your preferred score type on your hunting grounds. Take +1 die to all gather information rolls, and we get 1 free downtime activity. Our preferred scores are burglary, espionage, robbery, or sabotage.
yeah.
It's probably gonna be
This
So-
is gonna be one of those for sure.
Yeah,
so
Espionage
y'all will
most
be-
To
likely.
get that, we'd have to be in Charter Hall, which is our hunting grounds.
Yeah, which is
Okay.
and that's where we're at. So Charter Hall is where the city council is. So that is that. This will probably be generally it'll be more beneficial for you to stick to your hunting grounds for that.
Get the extra die,
Um,
and then in downtime, we'll all get an extra action.
Yeah, and then additionally in Charter Hall, you have the option to take a devil's bargain for an additional die to gather information, but you gain 1 heat.
You've been asking around too much.
Yeah, the blue. The description is the blue coats are always watching for scoundrels like you.
We could very well do that and then just clear heat. Our heat's fairly low right now,
I think
Yeah.
you're only
Um,
like 2.
Yeah,
and
that's
espionage isn't going to pull too much heat,
Yeah,
right?
We
three.
have 3 heat right now.
Yeah, we
I'm
can.
looking.
We can
I've got
just
it like right there.
we can spend an action clearing heat next Next
Especially if
time.
we get additional downtimes plus
Yeah.
my spare
So
one.
That
generally,
gives
charter
us
halls.
6 to work with before we're at wanted level 3. Just
Yeah.
so we're clear.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I will. So you can still, again, if y'all want to do. Here's what I'll say for Sal. Like, you can all do one gather information if you would like to. The gather information for. So essentially, we're going to limit it to what you're gathering information about. So if it's like security and defenses, if Salome wants to go ahead and use her ability to gather, because you get additional die for gather information, is that correct?
Yes, so I would gain a +1 die to consort when I gather information on a target for a score, and then we
Okay.
get to add another dice to the
For hunting
engagement roll
grounds.
as well. So
Yeah.
I would like to use it when possible because it does help the engagement roll too.
Okay. Well, let's just go and do that roll. If again, does Salome want to do that, or does Salome want to wait and do more gather information, depending on like the information that y'all glean?
I guess mechanically that's kind of why I was asking about all that, because she could also just take her extra die if we end up wanting to gather info at the other spot in Night Market. And then someone else could use the additional die here at home.
What's the stat for gathering info?
Depends on what you do. It could be anything, as long as it makes sense.
I could do the gather info at Charter Hall.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Can my... I feel like I should gather some information. And I think that information should specifically be whether or not the Baron tried to get Bernard Faust ganked.
Oh, interesting.
Bertrand, sorry.
Ooh.
I tried. You saw the cogs whirring for a second there. I would just like
Interesting.
send
That
it.
would be a juicy fucking story to give to Mr. Pierce too. That he took out the competition many years ago.
Yeah.
That is probably more getting into the job itself, if that's information.
All right.
That's not necessarily setup information.
Find
Okay.
a logbook in his office. Order someone to kill this one researcher.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to figure out where we need to go and how
Yeah.
we can get in to get
So
said
so-
info.
I guess let's just go ahead and do who wants to do the role right now for like at least like the initial surveillance of your target.
I'll
Fume.
roll for Charter
Okay.
Hall.
So you get a couple of things. You get the additional like. So what's the wording on y'all's ability right now?
It's not an ability, it's in the wiki. It's literally how hunting grounds work. Okay.
Oh, okay.
When you execute your preferred score types on your hunting grounds, take +1 die to all gather information rolls.
Okay. So you get an additional die here for that.
Yeah, that's just hunting ground rules.
Okay.
Nice.
We just haven't had to use them yet. So you're using study. Oh yeah, study would be perfect for that. And we're gonna go with risky standard for the. And then
are
you
you
do have
going
the
with
option. You can gain an additional die with the Devil's Bargain here for gain heat too.
Could I spend coin to get a die to make myself like look the part of like an everyday office worker so I can get into places, like hire somebody to forge me an ID?
Interesting. Okay. So you're essentially offering a different Devil's Bargain. Is that you? Yeah, I'll allow that. If you want to spend the coin to gain an additional die in this case to exactly look the part of like a city official or something so you're not drawing as much attention.
Are you kidding? The one thing he's gonna dress as is an intern because no one pays attention to the interns.
Yeah. Okay.
You just
So-
get asked to make coffee a couple times while you're there. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah, I'll allow that as a Devil's Bargain, so you can take an additional die there.
Okay, that's 5 dice.
Do it, brother.
All right.
Critical
Yes!
six. Triple
Yes!
sixes,
That's
baby!
Triple six.
666.
Damn.
Six.
Okay.
And then Azrael appears because it's the
Yeah.
sign of the beast.
You rang.
Hands me a canned energy
As-
drink and then teleports away.
So yeah, I'm just gonna give you everything here as far as defenses go.
Oh boy, oh boy.
With a crit success. the first thing you know, Charter Hall, lots of blue coat patrols. That's kind of just a given. This is not like necessarily like an affluent area. This is like town hall, city central. This is where everyone who's important comes to work, if that makes sense. You don't necessarily, there isn't the same like, you don't have to deal with like the garrison like that you would have in like Brightstone or up in White Crown, but there are a lot of blue coats in here that are just keeping the peace. It's a very calm area as far as just like general like foot traffic goes, because there's not as much like criminal activity here. So luckily your disguise definitely helps with that. As far as City Hall goes and the city council, a couple of things kind of as you're coming through. So this is a large kind of foundational building for Charter Hall. As you are kind of walking, perusing down the streets, like, having like papers in hand, like blank papers in hand to look like you're busy, heading into Charter Hall with the other interns or like couriers or page boys that are like coming back and forth from like maybe some of like the attorney's offices at like the legal district, trying to file paperwork with the city council, attending hearings, things like that. There's a lot of foot traffic coming through here. The main building, like big marble pillars, stairs leading up, very much like I want to kind of paint the picture of like kind of like the Senate building kind of on the outside. There are you ascend the steps into this large kind of like pavilion or like foyer on the inside. Marble floors, columns, people rushing back and forth, having conversation with like different like lower council figureheads. You don't see, there aren't necessarily like arcane defenses here. There's no like electroplasmic fencing or things like that throughout the interior. There are blue coats that are positioned at stations inside, like guards to keep people in and out. You do see like council heads, like to access like some of the back areas, will like present credentials when they are heading back into the building. So it seems like there are areas, while there is public access to like this main portion of the building, this entry hall, and there are clerks around the back side of it that are taking the papers that are being filed. There are the public's allowed here, but they're not really allowed anywhere else. Kind of similar to how we described the Bellwether crematorium earlier, just on a larger scale. The one thing, like, as you come inside, I imagine, like, Fume, are you just kind of like bustling around like you don't really know where to go and just trying to look like...
It is the bumbling, oh my god, it's my first day at a big job sort of thing, and he has like a clipboard and is just hastily writing down notes.
Okay, yeah. You see like somebody will bump into you and just be like, please don't stand in that, like moving past you, trying to go file like papers on time, like rushing to the front of the line and pushing back people. There's like a little bit of chaos and like frantic energy through here, so nobody really pays you any mind other than just like, oh, god, that person's annoying, I just need to get out of their way. You catch that. I'd say one of the defenses that I would say isn't necessarily obvious, but is something that you would pick up just with your, criminal brain here. It's very public, which has pros and cons. The con being, like, if something goes wrong here, like, there are lots of people that are going to notice it. Like, there's a lot of eyes in this area. There are stairs that lead up, kind of like circling around and going to a platform, like kind of, or like a raised pavilion above where the where like the secretary's offices, or the what's the word I was looking I just said it before.
Pavilion?
where the like the booth where they're giving their papers and stuff. Jesus, I
Oh
just
yeah,
lost the word.
like reception area.
Yeah, where the reception desks and stuff are. So there's like a raised area built above it. You can see some of the like. You can see there is public access up there. Some of like the I keep saying attorneys, but I don't think it'd be like solicitors. I think more in this. We're going like British. So the
Fucking lobbyists.
yeah. So like solicitors heading up there with their clerks are heading up, and so you're able to kind of follow up there as well. Seems like these lead out to some of like the courtrooms up here. So there's some public access up here as well, but there are guards posted at every courtroom as like bailiffs to keep people from coming in and out at will. There are so you get that vantage point of like courts upstairs, offices downstairs. Courts have some public access depending on what's going on in the courtrooms, and lots of blue coats. One thing you do see as well as you come up the stairs is you hear a as kind of like pacing and coming to like the edge of this balcony, you see a gleaming hull, like an automaton guard up here that sort of stops at the end of the balcony and kind of sort of like scans a bit and then turns and then
Does it look familiar?
Well, we're really in Dishonored now.
Yeah.
You Sam Sykes, is that you? Or no, Brandon Sanderson.
You don't. So this is not like that crazy like murder robot that y'all fought before. This is more of like standard like guard. Like these, you will see like automaton like whole patrols in the more wealthy areas of Dustfall, or the wealthier areas of Dustfall. They're just not common everywhere else. But no, this is not one of like the crazy murder robots. This one is much more like presentational. But this is a whole guard, and you know that is just in general, those are not usually to be fucked with.
Given our last encounter, no, they are not.
Yeah. So there's definitely one on patrol here in like the public area. And I would say you can make the reasonable assumption there are probably more of them in this building. So what else? I think do you have any questions?
Would these autonomous hulls need a place to recharge?
Interesting. Yeah, you would know that. So typically, the way that the hulls work is like, yes, there is like some amount of maintenance and like recharging that is needed, depending on like what it has been tasked with. Like a hull of, you kind of like do the quick like calculations in your head, like a hull of this size guarding an area like this where it's not really having to do a lot, it's not like patrolling like city streets and moving a lot, probably has to be changed out like every few days. So you would imagine that there's probably a point where they're like switched out.
Yeah, so there would be a window where there would not be these things patrolling because they've been swapped out.
It depends on the actually, you rolled crit success. I will say you happen to be here when it's happening. So like you see this like this hole that is like on patrol, and it reaches kind of a back section and stops for a second, and you see there's like a like kind of a noise that comes from it, and then you see a door open up kind of in the back, like between these two courtrooms, kind of where like the bailiff access would be, going back to like the judge's chambers. You hear like another hole coming down the hall. There are a couple of blue coats that are like attending with it. It moves over to where the other one is. The blue coat gives an order to the one that is standing there. It kind of changes its posture and begins to return down that hallway while this one moves into position.
Okay.
So it doesn't leave the building. It seems to head back further into it, which I think you could intuit that there is probably some sort of like a chamber or some sort of like control room for these in here. Like, not, I say control room, like they're not being piloted or like operated remotely.
It's like a main storage unit for.
Yeah, there's probably some sort of storage place for them in this building.
This entire time, Hull has been taking coded notes.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to put that out there for when he comes back and we'll do the big reveal of this is what we're working with.
Yeah. So yeah, you have that. Thinking other. So big hurdles are like security clearance. You see, I'll give you this again with a crit success. They're like badges essentially that each of them are like printed like metal badges that all the officials have here that they are presenting for to the guard to like let them pass. A lot of them like will wear them on their like lapels, or they will like keep them in their like tucked into their pocket or something. You see most of them are wearing them though.
Could Salome have asked before Fume went in if anyone stands out as someone of importance? If Fume could perhaps take a detailed sketch of this individual? Salome has a new little trick up her sleeve, so knowing what certain individuals look like could be extremely helpful.
Is there a court lunchroom?
Not in the public area. I will say you would know probably because this gather information was specifically for like kind of defenses and stuff. Let me just do it. Actually, I'm just gonna do a fortune roll. Let's just do this. Whether you happen to see anyone while you are here.
No.
2. No. You would know there are like members of like the council and stuff that move here. Those would be the most important people that are here. And there are names of which that you would be familiar with. Maybe
he's still alive, huh?
So you are familiar with members of the city council, in addition with Lord Meriden. So you would be aware of that, but you don't happen to see anyone here that you could get a sketch of.
That's fair. All right.
Well, should we perhaps also take a look-see out in Night Market, just to cover our bases?
Yeah, sure. I can take this one as well.
Oh no! Salome could do that one.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving everybody the option for one gather information. So
Fume just gets like
has done.
some overalls and about to walk out the door. Salome lays a hand on his shoulder. She is in her like Rosie the Riveter outfit.
So does Salome want to do hers for the night market?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
And this one I think will be she wants info on the folks involved, like the the direct, I don't know, undersecretaries or whatever, wants info, whatever we can find.
Okay.
So definitely pressing her contacts, definitely consorting, and we'll get an extra dice for weaving the web. So we're rolling 5.
Oh, damn. Okay. Do it.
Max out my consort and get a +1 to consort when gathering information. Just guess. Just guess what it is.
Is it another crit success?
It's another crit success.
Is it a lot? Okay. I was like, is it a lot of 6s? I sure hope it is.
It's all doubles, except
damn.
for a random 1. It's 4 4 6 6 1. So fun times.
Damn.
We're over here
Okay.
playing Yahtzee.
Mm-hmm.
So Salome, you sort of don a disguise or you make yourself a kind of fashionable. I mean, night market. If you were to wear your nice clothing going to night market, you would fit in because this is where like most like of the shopping and business is done for like the elites of like the Dustfall, like Nouveau Riche is done here. So
Outfit right in.
yeah, so you just kind of wander the streets in the direction of Dis, and yeah, you this building is pretty new, so I don't know if you've been out this. You probably haven't been out this way yet, but you find kind of rounding the streets, you reach the newly constructed sort of compound or facility for the for Dustfall's Institute of Sparkcraft. This is a massive building that just sort of like towers here. There's a fence that surrounds it, like a wrought iron fence that separates this building from the rest of the like surrounding businesses and factories. The factory here is about you see maybe like 4 stories tall, just one kind of solid rectangular construction. Not all of it, you can see like big manufacturing like bay doors that go about like 20 or 30 feet, most of them closed. And there are large electroplasmic carriages that are stationed outside for bringing in supplies, kind of like trucks, bringing in supplies from Coleridge that come through these fences. The entry gates through into the compound are have like guard watches at them. There you are there on a crit success, like you're able to kind of see some of the process by which like the carriages come up with their supplies. They're checked in by guards who like do a once around the carriage. They're, you know, have some credentials that are shown. They head in, begin to be sort of unloaded. Some of them head straight through these bay doors like into the building. Some of them kind of like park outside and are unloaded at like the docks here. There are no exterior windows on the lower floors. You can see some around like on the upper floors. We imagine, okay, maybe there are offices or something up there. There's no public access to it, so you can't walk in. You can't like walk up to the building. It seems like only employees, crew for the institute are actually allowed inside. No blue coats here. However, you see patrolling in groups of about 4, more just like probably based on your count of like the way they're moving like clockwork around like the perimeter of the building, probably about 4 groups of 4 holes that are patrolling the outer grounds here. You also catch something a bit strange. There are positioned at the doors, like the employee kind of accesses, the normal size doors that are around the outside of the building. There are like clockwork devices that are set above the doors. You can't exactly make out what it is, except there's a like some sort of piece of machinery that appears to be like electroplasmically like powered. You can see like kind of some sparking and some like a little bit of a glow coming off of it. And you see people as they enter. There is kind of like a central like diode of the device that seems to be sort of tracking and following their movements.
So you walk in and the machinery knows where you're going.
It seems like it's following any movement that comes near the door. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Do you have any follow-up questions or anything with your
yeah, I guess just anyone that she spots, again, that looks vaguely important, that's coming in and out in these carriages.
Just gonna do another fortune roll here. Okay, mixed success. You see, I mean, there are people that come in and out. It's hard to, like, most of them look like probably workers. So, like, people coming in and out to, like, clock in for a shift. They seem to all be coming from one of the, like, anyone walking in to, like, go into the building. It's, like, walking up to the fence, like, goes through one of these guard posts as well, where they seem to be, like, checking in with the guards and are allowed in. To the building itself, you do catch kind of like through the hour or so that you're perusing outside, and a couple times you walk past, one of these carriages that comes up is not like hauling anything, just as rumbles up, electroplasmic sparks whirring from the machinery inside as it moves off to kind of the side of this courtyard. You can see a couple of like well-dressed figures step out, probably like no one that you recognize, but they do look more important. You can see like as they arrive, within a few moments somebody else steps out from the facility, like moves up to like speak with them. It looks like kind of like greeting them and then escorting them inside. So based on their like dress and their demeanor, probably somebody of definitely not like of like the noble families, because they probably have guards with them. So probably somebody of more of like the upper working class, or the upper, like more of those like nouveau riche types.
Okay. Just clock that.
Okay. But I'll say, based on the information that y'all have gathered, definitely seems like this building much more
Fort Knox,
secure
yeah.
than the other. Not to say either one is undefended. So I think that is by and large most of all the information that you can get on their defenses through gather information. So the question is, what do you want your approach to be?
God, I want a big reveal that on some graphing paper, Fume has rolled out in front of everyone. It's just a map of Charter Hall that he's drawn.
Yeah, I mean, with your crit success earlier, I mean, you've got a pretty good idea.
There is a bunch of question marks, though. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
what the fuck's
like-
here.
Like, you have the exterior dimensions of the building. You know a large section of the interior because of the public areas you're able to get into, and based on kind of like where hallways went, like you can guesstimate like
Offices,
loca-
offices.
yeah, kind of where a lot of stuff is. So yeah, you have a pretty good layout.
I see the main problem for both jobs will be the mechanical guards. Oh, is that?
I said, all right.
Could rig something up to short circuit them.
That's going to be very loud and obvious.
Oh.
I'm going to give you one other thing too to point out there too. Both of these places would have like hours of operation.
Oh, okay. Well,
Too. So there is the, as far as like things being public too. If y'all attempt to do this during the day, you have crowds to work around, but a little more anonymity. If you decide to do it at night, especially at Charter Hall, which is going to have like a shorter window of operation, like the department, DIS would operate on almost a 24-hour schedule, with like night shifts and stuff. But the City Hall would close at dark and reopen again at light.
Above table, what are we feeling here? Do we...
honestly, the Baron wouldn't store his dirty little secrets at work. Unless he's smart.
We've
know.
done a lot of we've done a lot of like social stuff lately, where we like sneak in and with a crowd. We haven't done a lot of sneaking around lately.
What are your favored operations again?
They are
Espionage, sabotage.
yeah, we have four. Burglary, espionage, robbery, and sabotage.
Okay.
I'm not sure how burglary and robbery are different.
Burglary is when you burgle something.
Whoa,
burglary
dude!
involves if there are people there. If it's a burglary, if there are not.
To the law.
robbery?
No,
Yes.
sorry. Robbery is when there are people there. Burglary is when they're not.
Okay.
I think burglary is a lesser offense than
Then robbery.
I always get those two
robbery's
confused,
more
but that's the breakdown.
I see. Okay. Yeah. I mean, they're right there. Both of them. That's a great thing. We don't have to discriminate because we got both. Yeah, I mean, want to do some like infiltration, sneaking around?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think that Grackle would be more interested in like sneaking around infiltration.
Okay,
She doesn't want her face seen in Charter Hall.
I'm into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We're gonna do a creep.
burglary.
We'll do
Burglary is
creep.
entering with the intention of committing a crime. Robbery is a theft that involves some form of violence.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
when it comes to Grackle,
I see.
We can go in with the intention of a burglary.
Oh.
And end up doing
A burglary can
robbery.
turn into a robbery.
At
Very
any
cannot
point.
turn-
At any
Okay.
point.
And all robberies are burglaries gone wrong.
Above table, if shit does go south, there is a limit for Fume and Charter Hall because this is like Charter Hall. But if we're going to Night Market and the Baron's place, I'm pulling out a bomb.
I would say, and I think that's a good point for all of you. Is like if things go wrong at Charter Hall, like at there,
That's
like,
Blue Coat City.
That
yeah.
is
Yeah.
things will go much worse. Will get much worse if you are caught and if things go wrong there. So the heat is worse.
That's also our hunting
Instantly.
grounds, so once it's over, regardless, everybody gets an extra downtime action. So we'll all have
Yeah.
3.
Not to say that things couldn't be just as bad going to Night Market, because you will not be pissing off like the powers that be. You will be pissing off one specific power that is.
yeah. Okay. So do we play it safe or are we feeling ballsy?
I'm always feeling ballsy.
Oh, yeah, of course you are.
I'm always feeling
Of course you are.
squirrely.
You sure are.
I do have to stress again the potential of additional downtime activities because all of you need to utilize some downtime activities to figure out your new vice.
If we go to Charter Hall, we'll all have 3
Yeah.
instead of 2.
Yeah, okay.
Plus
So-
Salome's
You're
extra
probably more
one,
comfortable
plus
doing
anything
it,
we
sure.
want to spend coin on.
Mhm. Yeah.
All right, let's do
That-
some sneaking around in Charter Hall.
Could be pretty vital.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And again, risk reward, like Charter Hall's probably the easier of the two to get into. It's just the risk is higher.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's not get seen.
Skill base and skill ceiling.
We'll be
versus...
fine.
Yeah. Okay. So we're doing Charter Hall. So it sounds like y'all are going with stealth, trespass unseen.
Yeah.
I'm
We're
gonna
try
go.
to keep this as quiet as possible.
Okay. Point of infiltration. So for this, it's kind of mostly like, are you breaking in? Are you breaking in at night, or are you wandering in during the day?
I think Grackle does want to keep a low profile around anything involving the Baron, like she said. So maybe we do the old classic cat burglary.
And during the day, they're checking for badges anyway, which we'd have to also procure a badge.
Which we could definitely do, but
Anonymity.
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 I'm a
Phenomena.
They live in the Amazon.
Okay.
I'm trying to preserve the possibility of doing espionage later, because if our faces get seen in Charter Hall doing shady stuff, then that could burn some bridges later on.
Very fair.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we wear masks on jobs?
Gods damn it.
Reaches
don't we
over
wear-
and starts to put on the Spirit Warden mask.
Yes.
They've got the right idea of it.
Absolutely, yes.
We've been
You
been
re-
moaning
you-
about anonymity.
I
this
expected to
entire
be
time.
immediately told that was a bad idea.
No,
No.
absolutely.
I'll tell you it's a bad idea.
Oh,
This
okay.
is God talking. That's it.
I was doing a
Glass.
bit.
Glass, it's me, God. Don't fucking do it.
Sorry. Sorry.
You can do anything else but that.
Again, I'm not going to tell you not to do it, but I'm going to tell you.
I feel like you're telling me not to do it.
I'm going to say, if you want to join the Spirit Wardens, I wouldn't.
Next time.
All right, just ski
I see.
masks.
I see. Okay, I'm picking up what you're putting down. The
If they-
next one.
That'd be
Okay,
Scovelander masks. Scovelander masks. Yeah, just fully baklavas. Just fully.
What's
covered.
that? We are here for Ulf Ironborn? Yeah.
We are here by Wolf Ironborn's order to do a crime on you.
No, I am the real Ulf Ironborn.
It is I, Ulf Ironborn.
No, I am Ulf Ironborn.
I'm
Let's all dress
Suggins
up as.
gang.
Ulf Ironborn.
yes.
Let's all dress
that's
up as
it.
Ulf Ironborn.
Okay.
No, I kind of like him actually.
He's kind of
All right.
fun.
He's kind of
So-
fun.
It is I,
It's
Cobb.
like those bank robbers
Oh,
that
we all
all
dress
put
up as
on
Cobb.
masks, you know, like in Point Break, where they all like wore the presidential mask.
I think this is actually the most by the books crime that y'all have done, that are planning to do.
The
at
very
this point.
first one where we just like sort of got on a train, busted
stole some
in,
shit.
busted out, and
I
then
mean-
left.
Yeah,
was,
that's
was
true.
pretty good.
Yeah. It's been a while since we've done one of those. So
It's
let's
been
do
a
it.
while. Let's do it.
So
Been a
what?
while.
We just need to like sneak in, dig up some dirt, and then get out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
sneak in,
easy peasy,
not,
let's do it.
not set off every alarm in the place and get out.
Get out.
A small point. I'm taking a light load.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about
Yeah.
load. So, what item loadouts are y'all taking? Bear in mind, y'all are not, hopefully not going to be around people. Like, y'all are, yeah. I mean, so the load limits, like the heavier load you're taking, the more obvious it is that you're there to commit a crime. You're also going in at night.
If we get
so
caught,
no
it's gonna be
fines-
obvious. Right?
It's going to be
Right.
obvious anyway.
But don't forget, we
Uh,
get 2 free. Everybody gets 2 free.
Not
Yeah.
saying there wouldn't be maybe some ways to play that off, but yeah. So light load for Fume.
I feel like Salome, yeah, light load as well, just in case she does have to turn into somebody.
Grackle can make up for that. She could take a heavy load.
I'm gonna go normal. I think.
Wings, with just a normal load, you get 7 because we get 2 free.
Yeah, you're so right.
But with
I've never
heavy, you
taken-
get 8.
Yeah, I've never taken a heavy load before.
Okay.
It just sounds like you're
Do
talking
it.
about pooping. Is the
Grackle's just
thing.
knocking off her bucket list, is I think what's happening. Like, I want to do a classic job again. I want to take a heavy load. Yeah.
I'm gonna bring all the
Everyone-
guns.
Leave us.
Just arm to the team. You know we're going
Grackle's
to a...
strapping every gun
Yeah.
she has on arms,
You know-
legs, a whole
come
belt
to
of
think
just
of it.
pistols.
Come to think of it, maybe I don't need that many guns. Yeah. Let's just
Never
do
know.
normal.
As soon
I'm
as
over-
Fume and Glass say it's a good idea, Grackle's like, no, you know what?
Yeah.
No,
Never
they're
mind.
not.
I'm 100% over preparing just because it's Charter Hall.
She walks out with, like, the Dark Souls 3 birdcage backpack.
Yeah, she's just got like
Oh.
so many guns. She steps out and everybody's all like, "Ooh, you're really packing tonight." And she's like, "Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna change."
You just got like a gun strapped to like every arm, every leg, across the chest,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
got a gun
100%
hat.
because we're
He's got
Gun
one
hat.
gun up here in the hat.
it's
Little
100%
drawstring.
because we're getting too close for comfort to the Baron right now.
Yeah, you need
Yeah.
your comfort guns.
I need my comfort guns.
Yeah.
This is my
Uh,
comfort anxiety.
I'll go normal.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go normal.
So I can
Alright.
have all my like burglary gear and all my ghost shit.
Yep.
Oh, I can just have my spirit mask. I can just put that on.
Mhm.
Just out the
Normal is
gate.
plenty. Normal's plenty.
All right. So let's figure out y'all's engagement roll here.
I do.
So, I think we had automatically. So you get 1 for sheer luck. Good on that one. You get +1 because of Salome's ability, right?
Mhm. Correct.
All right. Did you get an engagement roll bonus for operating on your own turf?
No,
No. Okay.
just gather information and downtime.
At downtime. Okay. Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
Nah.
We're breaking in. It's kind of
We're getting
all that.
info.
That's kind of like what we're good at, though.
Yeah.
We got robbery and burglary right here.
Yeah, it feels pretty run of the mill.
Okay. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors?
No.
No. Not
Don't
really.
get caught.
Like
Okay,
4
got it.
factors tops.
Get in, steal
Uh,
something, leave.
Does the plan detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
I don't think so.
No.
Not Charter Hall, maybe the Baron, but
Nah, it's pretty well protected. I don't think we're hitting them in any
Mm-mm.
particular weak spot.
Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? Y'all
I
have
would
heard of
assume
it.
yes.
I'm gonna say yes
Robots.
on
They
that one.
have robo guards.
Yeah, they're. I mean, again, this isn't a place where like, oh, it's nighttime. Nobody's gonna come in at nighttime. Like,
Oh, it's nighttime. Who do we have to deal with? The night guard? The
Alright.
night guard.
But when it's
Roll
nighttime,
over.
it's much easier for me to just crouch in place and have no one see me.
so y'all
Yeah.
lose a die for that
Yeah.
one.
That's-
For the robots.
Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
No.
I could tap my buddy in the blue coats.
Yeah, you got a cop, right?
Yeah, I got a cop
Can
on
we
the
ask him?
payroll.
Melvir doesn't have anything to do with Charter Hall, right?
No.
Like-
He'd be the university side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Could I talk to Jaren and
Yeah, if you wanted to say that you maybe get a like push to have a couple of like the blue coat patrol like maybe delayed a little bit, that would come by around the time you're trying to break
Yeah.
in. Okay, yeah, we can say that.
Offer the services of some of our people for like some entertainment during that time slot.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also,
Mhm.
again, with y'all's with y'all's gang, you could potentially put the. Are y'all going in with like your gang too? Like, is everybody breaking in on this one, or is
I
it
Fuck
think
no!
we'll leave this to the specialists.
okay?
Yeah. I mean,
Again, y'all can
smashing-
involve them in the operation if things start to go. Like, we can do a flashback. That's like a
Ooh,
flashback
yeah.
thing. That
Maybe-
like
Yeah.
if something starts to go wrong, if they're on standby, you could use.
They can run
them to-
interference for us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a thing that you could do. It would probably again be a flashback sort of thing, but
Just
that's-
smash a window and run.
or they like start a fire down the street or something.
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah, they're available.
Okay. Are any enemies or rivals interfering with this operation? You know what? I don't think so. I don't think there's anybody really like keyed into what y'all are doing here.
Unless this is a setup. Jameson! Pierce!
Oh, I should note, Val, I said it in the chat. Mr. Jameson, aka Mr. Pierce, is now under a ghost contract.
Oh, okay.
Just
yeah.
so
we should-
When
Yeah.
you shake on a deal, you and your partner both bear a mark of your oath. If either of you breaks the contract, then you take level 3 harm. Cursed.
Damn. Okay.
Does he get a mustache?
So I do need, like, let's confirm too. Y'all's side of the arrangement was to give him this information. So yeah, if
Correct.
you-
That we're gonna go in. We're gonna try to get him some dirt. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Which we are doing.
Yes.
We are fulfilling
Where's
that
y'all
end.
doing? Yeah. Good to know. Are there any other elements you want to consider? Maybe a lower tier target gives you additional die. Higher tier target gives you minus a die. I'm trying to decide if I would give y'all. I don't think I'm going to take away a die for a higher tier target in this particular instance. So, okay, that's everything. Rolling 2 dice. Let's see how this goes. That is a 3. So
Okay,
that
we've
is
done
a-
this before and come out successful.
Sure.
Was y'all's first job a 3? One of
No,
I don't
it
remember
was
what-
super
No, our first
successful.
job was amazing.
Wasn't
That's
it the
right.
prison break?
I don't
Prison
know.
Break is
The
what it
prison breaks, the engagement roll.
Was low.
Was mixed.
Yeah.
Was
It,
before
yeah,
that.
that one went pretty bad.
I know
No,
we
it
failed one
was-
before.
We
I
had
think that was mixed, and then Grackle turned it bad.
yeah,
Y'all, I'm
no,
gonna
no,
change
but we
again.
have had
Actually,
we have
You
had
have
a desperate.
I'm just trying to
starting
remember which
position
job
before.
it was for. Okay, so 1 to 3, battered result. You're in a desperate position when the action starts.
Great.
I'm trying to decide whether I go ahead and narrate where we're starting now, or if we save that and give myself some time to think for next time.
Go for it. Give yourself some time to
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
create your
Yep.
machinations.
Let's-
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Particularly since it's desperate, like find something
Yeah.
juicy.
And devious.
Boy.
Yes.
Okay.
We're
So
being counter-rated.
this may be a very dramatic B&E. Let's see. We'll see where things go. Y'all aren't necessarily desperate doesn't necessarily mean that I'm starting off and be like every blue coat has surrounded this building and they're gonna. But we'll see where we turn up. So, awesome. Well, we are almost at time, so let's go ahead and do our end of session shit. Which I need to bring up.
Bertrand
One-
Faust, we know you're in there. Come out with your hands up. Who the fuck's told?
Oh, boy. Okay, so looking at advancement, looking at.
Sorry, I'm just remembering things that make me level or that give me experience.
Okay, so I don't think we had any desperate rolls today, so no XP from those. Playbook specific XP triggers.
Calculation and conspiracy.
Knowledge
all
or
the
arcane
fucking way.
power.
Cumulonimbus.
Technical skill and mayhem.
Marabiba.
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 Oh, my body, it's a boy.
Hold on, that's the crew. That's not my playbook. Come here, you. Tracking or violence. It's not a challenge though. Expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
That's the second one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so no.
Danae's just
no specific-
continuing.
Just
Yeah.
continue. We're moving on.
Well,
Okay, gotcha.
moving on.
I mean, like mine says.
Fume is
addressed
always a
challenge with
challenge.
yeah,
Fume
with-
is
with
always
Fume
a
is a
challenge.
challenge.
You did.
But-
Oh, so you were talking about when in that altercation.
Yeah.
Lifting
I mean-
Fume up by the neck in the middle of the kitchen. Yeah, that whole thing.
It was violence. I don't know if it would count as a challenge.
I'll give it to you. We're pretty.
Yeah.
I could have not let you do that.
You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background, as Wing said. That's the
Yeah.
second one.
I
think
super
everybody
did.
that.
You
I
know,
think everybody did at
did.
some point.
I think the Unity Den in general.
Yeah,
And the
everyone
Yeah.
gets an XP for the Unity Den.
Yeah.
Everybody walks into the Unity Den and takes an XP out of the bowl.
This time it was my unwillingness to sell myself down the river.
Yeah. And then struggle with issues from your vice or traumas. None of that today, but
Nope.
Maybe next
Well,
time.
Not today.
all right. Van, you want to hit us with the crew advancement?
Execute a successful espionage, sabotage, or theft.
We'll see.
yet.
Contend with challenges above your current station.
We'll see.
We talked to a lot of folks today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the Ink Rakes in there. We got the Dimmer Sisters in there. We got the Spirit Wardens in there.
Spirit Wardens
Yeah.
of Demon Sisters.
Don't forget about the Spirit Wardens
Well,
at the beginning.
Ink Rakes are tier 2 as well, so.
Yeah, but they didn't really present you with a challenge.
True.
But I would say definitely
I think the
for-
Spirit
for
Wardens did.
Glass going to the Spirit Wardens and dealing with
I'm being
that.
challenged.
And
I'm
then
challenged.
the Dimmer Sisters I wouldn't really count again. Wasn't a challenge. I'm not going to give you all XP for going and talking to somebody that like voluntarily.
Okay.
All
but I will give
right.
it to you for the Spirit Wardens.
Guess
'cause
what,
that wasn't-
baby? We leveled up.
Vulnerability
Oh, we have time.
Yeah.
count as a challenge beyond the station.
Yeah, I'm not. If y'all start farming XP by like just going up to important NPCs and being like,
Just
"Hi,
to walk
how
up
are
to
you?"
the
Excuse
Baron,
me.
punch him in the nuts, and run away.
Excuse me, Emperor?
This was for
Your shoes
Grackle.
are untied.
You threw off
Lord
my groove.
Skurlock, how was your day? XP,
XP, please.
Themis says, "How are you?" It's like Stardew Valley talking to people.
You just
Yeah,
walk
yeah.
around town talking to everybody.
Skurlock, quick,
Amazing.
take this egg.
I don't see the purpose of this, and it's like minus heart.
Oh, this is a terrible
Oh.
gift.
No.
You didn't read the guide. It's brandy.
Van, is there another?
Yeah, there's 2 more.
Okay.
We did level up though,
Yes.
so we can decide what we want. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one.
On the way.
Flamboyant and
Not
loyal, as a
I
reminder.
don't think necessarily today
Yeah.
yet.
Nothing
No.
quite yet.
I think I'm gonna give us 2 for the next one because it's express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. And
That
holy shit,
Again, Unity
Yeah.
Den really farms some XP for y'all.
yeah. We love. Do you guys want to pick a level up? Do we have time?
Yeah, we got time if y'all.
Did we have something that we had like a point in that we were putting points towards?
Uh,
What we were talking
what
about
did we get last time? Hang on. No. Last time we took slippery. I think, which was the entanglements thing. Or did we take something
No,
else?
y'all,
No, no,
y'all
no.
did.
What did we take?
Y'all did. Did y'all do one of the lair ones last time?
We have secure.
No,
We might have done the lair one last time because.
Oh
we
right,
were in
right.
the
Because
middle of
Van,
a
you were talking
job.
about you were talking about putting wards up, and
Yeah.
we
No,
got
we've
to-
had the secure layer for a
you've
while.
had secure layer, you've had vault layer, you've had prowess training, you've had
What did we
quarters.
take?
What did
Well,
we
no,
take?
the secure layer, the second upgrade. We had secure
Yeah.
layer.
No, we
1.
had that.
You already
we had
had
that for
that.
a
We had
while.
that.
Because
Well,
that came
that-
up in the last job, the arcane.
Did
Did we just not? We forgot to.
I
We were
didn't
talking about it for a long time last time, but did y'all actually choose something?
I guess we didn't.
Because I wanted to grab the synchronized.
Oh no,
trait.
y'all got a cohort. That's what it was.
Oh, it was cohort. Yep, yep,
That's
yep.
right.
Yep.
Cohort.
Y'all
got
got a
the cohort.
cohort.
That's
'cause
right.
you-
That was the problem. Is that because once you fill up the 2 new cohort boxes, once you create the cohort, you clear it again, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can do that as many
Of
times as you want. Okay.
course.
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah.
We got smash and grab.
That
Can we
was
get
what it was.
synchronized?
Where is synchronized?
When you perform a group action, you may count
yes.
multiple 6s from different rolls as critical successes.
I feel like that might come in handy for this particular endeavor.
Yeah. I feel
Yeah.
like we stick together a lot more when we're sneaking
Sneaking.
around.
We could
Yeah.
also really take second story. Clandestine infiltration gets a +1 to the engagement roll. That could be
Oh, we-
extremely helpful.
Well, we've already just
We already
done the
did the
engagement.
Oh no, no, I don't mean for this one. I just mean in general.
You know,
Put it on the wish list.
I get the feeling that our next level up is gonna come pretty soon.
That's fair.
There.
Let's take synchronized. then, yeah, I like it.
Synchronized or I was looking at our our shadows upgrades real
Upgrades.
quick. We can't do the.
You could make
do the
one of
rooks or
your crew's
skulks.
elites.
Oh.
No, you could.
Oh yeah, no, because we took one last time. Yeah, so we could make our skulks elite,
Yeah.
and that would it would only take one for that because that's an upgrade. So we could do that and then put one in something else.
Yeah.
Or we could go ahead and take synchronized and then.
Okay.
Y'all
So-
haven't
next
talked
time.
about taking synchronized.
My
for a
heart is
while.
on synchronized.
RJ wants
but
it so bad is the thing.
But
Wants it.
if we want to do the elite skulks, I say we put the point that's left over into steady.
Yeah.
We had
So
we had our eyes on steady.
Yeah, steady is the one. It takes 3 upgrades to get it, but it gives
Mhm.
all of us an extra stress box.
Mm.
I'm down with that. Putting one.
So
in
next time you
skulks
could
and-
put 2 in the steady and then
And-
finish
and have
it.
it.
And
yeah.
have it. Yeah. Okay.
Do we want to
Yeah,
do that instead of synchronized?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So
The
you
s-
check
the
elite
skulks-
skulks, and
the
that's just
skulks are
permanent.
elite.
All skulks that you have are now elite. I'm gonna check to see if that automatically updated. It did
Alright.
not. I'll go ahead
And
I got
skulks
it.
are the ones that are like sneaking around burglary.
that's our
types.
smash.
Val, we
grab.
can't both be clicking around on the sheet.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So now your all skulks are
Yeah.
essentially 1 quality higher than they.
Yeah, they
normally
get an
would.
extra dice. All right,
With
so
the
our next upgrade, we can just finish out steady, and we can all have an extra
Sweet.
stress box.
with the renovations to the jewelry box, we were also able to afford new gear for our folk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
So I
that.
forgot what we said. What did skulks do? I don't remember.
Skulks.
What do you even do?
They are all elite trained snipers.
I remember us
Well,
talking
then what am I
about
here
it.
for?
To lead them.
Oh.
And we got what, 6 of these motherfuckers? Yeah. Smash and grab and co. That's what I'm gonna call them. Adding and co to the sheet.
So skulks are scouts, infiltrators, and thieves.
When we get more people, I'll call them Smash and Grab LLC.
Yeah.
We could call them the sanitation department of the jewelry box. Because they're here for
So
cleanup.
what do you do? I work in sanitation.
Neat. Do you work on the hagfish farm?
I can't wait till we can get one
Sometimes.
of those.
All right.
Hagfish will eat anything if you starve them long enough.
I think hagfish will just eat anything.
General.
That's a-
Yeah.
It does
Great
under
source of-
Hagfish Farm. The first 2 words are body disposal.
Yeah, I mean that is kind of a hagfish. Just eat anything. Like that's.
They're
I
what
think
movies want us to believe that piranhas are.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Great source of
Perfect.
bones, hagfish.
We are gonna
yeah, you
need a
just
lot of bones.
throw bodies in there, and the bones just float to the surface.
Again, like the eels in Dishonored.
Yeah.
Like how
okay.
acid works in most movies.
Let's go ahead and do stars and wishes for tonight, and then I'll give out a quote.
Got your pick.
Oh, there are a lot this week. All right, y'all do stars and wishes. Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go. My star. I'm gonna. I don't know. I want to give a star to everybody, but I'm gonna split a star between Grackle and Fume, because that scene in the kitchen went exactly how I thought it was going to. Because they just sort of have this like one moment of like we're at each other's throats, and it just sort of like the back and forth between it, the 2 of them was so good, and it was so very quickly resolved. They were like, I don't know, truce, Ooh, maybe. Okay, I guess we're fine. It was so funny. Like I didn't expect it to be as funny as I found it, and I loved it, and it was great. My wish. My wish. I don't know. I'm just so looking. I keep wishing for this clandestine meeting with the Baron, and now it is on my doorstep, so I have to wish for something else. I want to, maybe not in this job, but in the future, I want to snag one of these robots. I want to steal a robot.
Man, we'll have to see.
Can there be a illegal robot hull fight pit?
Even if it's just to take it apart and see how they work.
Rock'em sock'em robots.
I want to try to steal a robot.
That would be pretty funny.
Welcome to
we
Hull
go-
Breakers.
We go to full like real steel.
Yeah.
Grackle just hooked up to like one of the robots. Does the Henry Cavill sleeve reload?
Absolutely.
Amazing.
What's fucked up about that is that like you could just like be taking heartstones out and putting them into like battle hulls and then like
Yeah.
putting them back.
Yeah.
Like that's no holds barred. Right
Hey Wings,
there.
have you ever heard of death caskets?
No,
It's a 40k thing. I'll tell you about it later.
I see.
All right, man. I think
You know
that was
who would
yours,
know
right?
about it?
I've-
Henry Cavill.
I've sufficiently started something again, so I'm good. Thank you.
All right, who's next?
So death caskets. Go ahead, Sika.
Never mind. I think I've seen a RimWorld mod and I already know. I'll go.
Oh.
I'm gonna star RJ for not taking the softball I offered him. Like, oh, was that your can? Oh well, I'm awful sorry about that. Like
He was just like, no, stupid.
It was me.
I was curious to see if he was gonna take the bait, and I thought he was for a second there.
We're a bunch of dishonest motherfuckers, except with each other for the most part,
For the
which
most
I
part.
appreciate. I
Yeah.
appreciate.
Hey, loyal, loyal.
Yeah,
We are loyal.
some
I made
wise
an
old
effort.
mission.
I told somebody something.
God,
God.
I have a wish. Do I have a wish? What's my wish? What do I desire?
Steal a robot.
Yeah,
Stealing
if
a
three people
robot.
wish for it, then it has to happen.
Oh, we modify the hulls so that Grackles can operate them.
No, we've already come up with this. It's the human Grackle.
But we can have battle Grackles.
Yeah, I think we talked about it last time to have like one Grackle at the center that's like piloting. The,
I'll form the
Yeah.
head.
The
bunch of
Robo
mech-
Hull.
yeah,
a
a bunch of like
mech.
Gundam.
Grackles.
Grackle Gundams.
The Grackles aren't
Gundam.
emotionally damaged enough to be Gundam pilots.
Grundums.
Well,
Grundams.
let's see if we can kill off human Grackle and then see where we can go from there.
Make
if-
another
if
example out of
Grackle
Moonshine.
If Grackle dies, I'm coming back as Moonshine piloting a mech.
Yes.
No, what's my wish? What do I wish? I feel like I've gotten a lot of my wishes so far. We've started to see some like really juicy like backstory stuff coming from people. I'm excited for us to have to try and find new vice purveyors next time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It's less of a wish and more of a thing in the future that I anticipate.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that in downtime. All three of you.
I reserve the right to declare a wish if I think of one.
Okay.
Maybe Glass will just like get a girlfriend or something.
Your vice is emotional support.
No, I'm working on that. That's what the demon deal is for.
You know what? I want Melvir to have some happiness in his goddamn life.
Aww.
I wish for happiness for Melvir too.
Yeah.
He works really hard.
He puts up with a lot.
Date my
He
cousin Fume.
does.
It would be really funny.
That would be adorable.
Amazing.
Just
Oh,
say he isn't
adorable.
already. You've never been there with him at the same time.
Oh.
I was
Have you seen
I was
them in
gonna-
the same room at the same time? They're
All right,
obviously
but
dating.
They're the
here's the
same
real.
person.
That's how that
Here's the
works.
thing, though: is Melvir into older men?
maybe. We haven't really decided how old Melvir is.
Nah.
No.
Maybe he's also like old as
He's
hell.
also 80
We could
years
be in
old,
our
though.
twilight years, stitching with Grackles.
No.
San
Oh.
Junipero, but you're both robots.
All right. Who's next?
I can go next.
Go
Go
for
for
it.
Golly, you know what? everyone is such great scene partners. I love you all dearly. The Unity Circle was the best fucking thing ever. I enjoyed it greatly. I'm also kicking myself because when Grackle said, "I thought I killed you," I just came up with a line with, "You missed."
You might have got
Cracklejack
shot.
Doesn't miss.
You might have got shot if you said
I
that
would
one.
have, definitely would have gotten shot. My wish. Ooh, I really want to know now if you probably didn't plan for it, Val, but I wonder if the Baron really did put a hit out on Fume when he was still Bertrand.
We'll have to see.
That's gonna be fun. Were you working for the enemy this entire time? We'll never know.
Tragic.
Tragic.
Awesome. Who else? Who's supposed to go?
It's me.
Okay.
There were just so many good things, so it's hard. It's installing. But yeah, I think my star will go to Glass for opening up as much as Glass is want to. You know, in a magically concealed room, talking in vagaries and hearsay. So yeah, it was a nice moment. Yeah. My wish. More demons, please. Give me demons, please.
Do you think we can gain XP off of demons?
As far as like dealing with challenges above your station,
No, talking to them, because apparently if we talk to anyone, we get XP.
I'd say that I think we gave y'all XP for making when y'all were dealing with demon deals and shit like that, because
I
that
think
is a
so.
challenge above your station. Yeah, boy. Well, y'all have a lot of demon stuff coming down the pipeline, so I definitely
And
think that's
God
gonna
stuff,
happen.
and as we discussed already, it's basically the same fucking thing. So
Yeah, it's
I
just
think
different
me
names
and
something.
Azrael are gonna be good friends.
We'll see. I mean, y'all have a lot in common.
Hot, ghosts, murder.
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty much.
Wait,
oh.
that new vice purveyor idea.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
Maybe my wish is murder on purpose.
Murder
Maybe
on
my
purpose.
wish is for like calculated, pre-planned,
Premeditated murder.
premeditated murder.
I mean, I'm gonna
Twitch
do
channel
some.
GGK promotes murder on their latest stream.
I'm gonna do some, but if you guys want to be involved in the murder, I mean, Yeah.
Do you know what my job is?
murder. Oh man,
You know how ride or die Fume is?
Y'all have
Murder.
not done like an assassination mission.
It's
yet.
not in our favorite
It's
missions.
Oh,
not.
sorry.
It's not.
No one's
We-
pissed off.
We're not
No one pisses off
assassins.
We've got
enough.
to. We've got to stop getting attached to people on the hit list.
That
Yeah.
is true.
Oh boy. All right. That's everything. So, we're going to wrap things up
Quote.
here.
Quote.
Quote. Oh, right. Well, y'all didn't have it on the list. I wanted to give it to You're Supposed to Be Dead.
A llama.
So I'll give it to Alama.
Alama. He's
Because it was really the
supposed to be
delivery.
dead.
He's supposed to be dead. The delivery of that was really
Can I
good.
share my quote with Wings, since Grackle is the one that said it?
Yes. Yeah, we'll give you all each half a quote for that.
Huzzah.
Oh boy. All right. That is gonna be it, everyone. I'm tired. So thank you all out there for watching. We'll be back next week to continue our story. Join us in the meantime for Red Jenny on Monday. We're playing the Dragon Age RPG and getting over trauma And then join us Wednesday for the first episode of our mini Neon Souls season 4. We're playing the Star Wars 5e. So, and that'll be at a determined time. I think we said 7 o'clock Eastern time.
I think we did,
leaning
but
leaning
we'll
into
have to
that,
make
but
sure.
I'll need to double check. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you to everyone out there for watching, and thank you to my lovely players for making this game a joy to run as usual. We will see everyone in 1 week, and until next time, good game. Good night, internet.